Fifth, the right fielder from Northwood, number 10, David Binsky. Batting sixth, the center fielder from NDSU, number 4, Chase McLean. Batting seventh, the left fielder from Louisville, number 16, Drew Campbell. Batting eighth, the designated hitter from Western Carolina, number 55, Justice Bigby. Batting ninth, the catcher from Western Michigan, number 42, Jesse Borstel. Pitching today for your Madison Mallards from Illinois, number 15, Sean Leland. Your Mallards are managed by Donnie Scott, assisted by Matt LeBeau, Chance Sutherland, and clubhouse manager Gary Big Dog. Running tonight's foul liners, Bob Hardy and Dave Paul Alvin. Hey Dave. Hey Bob. That's Dave, that's Bob. Frank Zimmerman, the Bad Boys, Evan Laurie, Kyle Rosemeyer, and Logan Lauterbach. Fans, at this time we ask you to direct your attention to the field while our participants are positioned in the pitcher's mound for tonight's ceremonial first pitches. Up first, a project manager for Vista Apartments, the latest and greatest addition to Uptown Fitchburg, from Avante Properties, Carolyn Bruckner. Representing the Wisconsin Army National Guard Aviation and Safety Directorate, Lieutenant Colonel Matt Strong. And finally, with ARVSS, accompanied by her newly adopted dog, Bronte, here's Sarah. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps, active and former military, salute the flag, and join us in singing our national anthem. Today, our Star Spangled Banner is being performed by Deb Holman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the brothers red above the came through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Warner Park for the first game of a doubleheader between the I-39 rival Madison Mallards and Rockford Rivets. My name is Scott Gladstone. Beside me I have Joe Byers. We got up early this morning to get on the bus and head out to Madison. And after this game's over, we'll be right back in Rockford for a 7:35 first pitch of Game 2 of this game. Joe, what do you expect in Game 1?
I'm going to expect a Rivets victory. Why not? You know, we got to shake up in the lineup after a while. Brian Smith mentioned that a couple games ago. We had the rain delay yesterday, but a little bit of a shake-up in the lineup. Brennan Reback at the top of the order again. We haven't seen him up there in a while, and I think it'll be interesting to have Ryan Cole in front of him, who has been batting leadoff lately for us with in the last 7 days of .409 on-base percentage. So let's see if having Reback behind him might shake things up a little bit, and hopefully the Rivets can put some runs on the board today to back up the pitcher. Mascot
for the Madison Mallards just zip-lining in, as is tradition here at Warner Park. Let's talk about the starting pitcher for the Madison Mallards about to take the mound. It's number 15, Sean Leland. Stands 6'4", 210 pounds. Throws with his right arm. Originally out of Orland Park, Illinois. Junior at the University of Illinois. He didn't start the first game that he played in, but he did throw 5 innings and allowed 7 runs, but none of those were earned, so none of them went against his ERA. And then he started the last 3 games, each allowing 1 run, and in 2 of those appearances, he allowed those runs that he allowed were earned. So only 2 earned runs on the season, but 10 total runs allowed on the season. So his defense not giving him a lot of help sometimes.
Yeah.
But what do you expect from the big righty?
Oh, you know, it'll be interesting. It's a pretty good match today between him and Evan Snyder today on the mound. Snyder 2 starts this year, 18 innings pitched, and we've seen him in a relief a couple times as well. But should be a pretty good matchup between both teams. 2 teams in the top 5, I want to say, in the division.
Yeah.
And,
this is a potential. If the season ended today, technically Madison would be number 1, Rockford would be number 4, and they would head to Madison for a 1-game playoff. So even though we're still early and we're almost to the end of the first half, you know, this technically is could be something that we see in the playoffs. Let's go over the batting order for the Rockford Rivets. Leading off, like you mentioned, Ryan Cole playing left field. Then it's Brennan Reback, a lot of speed at the top of this lineup. Then Wyatt Mascarella, one of the power hitters for this Rivets squad, playing catcher. Another outfielder, and Jacob Vanderwall will bat 4th. Not the fastest guy, but is a very smart base runner.
Absolutely.
Jacob Vanderwall. DH will be Cade Bunnell. He's been DHing his past couple appearances, but usually he's been leading off in the past week or so. So it should be interesting to see what he does at the 5 spot. Mason Template will play 2nd and play 6th. And then the bottom 3, Hal Hughes, Justin Walker, and Corey Wright playing first to round out the batting order for the Rockford Rivets. Leading off is Ryan Cole. He will square up against Leland on the mound. Ryan Cole listed at 5'11", I believe. Leland listed at 6'4", so a big height differential here. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike by home plate umpire Rob Knox.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of speed. Reback, 15 steals on the season on deck, and Cole was 7 right behind him.
Ball misses outside, counts 1-1. Thanks for tuning in here. Top of the first just got started. Nobody on right now, no outs. Leadoff batter at the plate for the Rivets, Ryan Cole versus Sean Leland. That one misses for a ball. Count goes to 2-1. The rest of the umpires, Rob Knox behind home plate, Kellen Martin over at first, and Jordan Peterson over at third. That one swung on by Cole. It's going to be caught, and a nice effort from the left fielder Campbell out there. He's got speed out there. Sometimes he leads off for these Mallards, and that one looked for a second like it could get down in the gap, but instead Campbell's all over it.
Yeah, and I think that's why Ryan Cole's been at the top of this order. He's so good at just getting on base in general. Not a lot of strikeouts for him this year. Not the best hitter, but he puts the ball in play and gets on base a lot with between walks and also getting hit by pitches occasionally.
Brennan Reback now at the dish. The lefty will see his first pitch from Leland. That one misses inside, almost hit Reback, got away from the starting catcher, Jesse Forstell. And the count will go to 1-0 for Reback. 1 out here, nobody on top of the first. Yeah, the thing Ryan Cole He's also a great bunter. That one's hit to the second baseman for the Mallards. Tosses to first. Pretty routine play there for the Mallards as Snyder starts the 4-3 ground out.
Yeah, obviously both of them got out in their first at bat, but they're both tied for the lead in walks for the Rivets as well. So, like I talked about earlier, just we need to get guys on base so far.
And the thing that in Green Bay a couple games ago, Ryan Cole dropped down a bunt. It was a good bunt. It put pressure on the pitcher who fielded it, threw way over the head of the first baseman, and Ryan Cole got all the way to third and then later scored to add some insurance for the Rivets in that 4-1 victory over Green Bay. That's the stuff that Ryan Cole does. Yes, it doesn't count as a hit for him because it was an error by the pitcher, but a run's a run no matter how you score it.
Absolutely.
Big swing and a miss by Mascarella there to start off his at-bat. Let's go over the defensive lineup for the Madison Mallards in the outfield. Campbell, McLean, and Vinsky make that up. Plantier, Schwecke, Snyder, and Randa are making up the infield, and Forstel behind the plate. That one was fouled back. And now the count is 0-2 with 2 outs here, top of the first. Rockford Rivets trying to strike first on this pesky Madison Mallards team. The 0-2 from Leland. That one's on the outside. Mascarella thought about it, didn't go. Counts now 1-2 with 2 outs, top of the first.
Mascarella with one of the better batting averages for the Rivets with .308 so far this season. Probably why he's in the 3-hole.
It's the first time since over a week ago. Last two, ooh, that one's right on the inside. Mascarella just dodges out of the way. 2-2 count now. Ever since last Tuesday, after the Monday off day, it was Mason Template that had batted in the 3 spot every single day. This is the first time since then that Mascarella has gotten the go at the 3 spot. Swings on that one. That one could get down in the gap, and it does. Mascarella on with a single to shallow left center. So the first 2 batters can't get down. They do make contact, though. And Mascarella, down to his last strike there, is able to push the count to 2-2 and get on base.
Yeah, it's a good sign for the Rivets. Not a lot of hits been going on in their most recent games, and good sign right there, getting their first hit in the first inning, especially with an 0-2 count.
Yeah, and they're trying to break through on Sean Leland, who comes into this game very close with Cooper Kane, who is the top pitcher for the Rivets right now. Vanderwall swings on the first pitch, fouled back, and very close at a .78 ERA. Doesn't have enough innings pitched to be eligible, I believe, for the top of the – or no, he does, but Cooper Kane's at a .32.
Right.
Sean Leland's at a .78. So 2 pitchers going today on different games of this doubleheader, but should be some good pitching matchups. That one is grounded by Vanderwall to the second baseman, Snyder, who tosses over to first for out number 3. When we come back, we'll see the Snyder for the Rivets. Evan Snyder on the mound for his first look at the Madison Mallards. We'll be right back. And we're back here. And let's talk about the starting pitcher for the Rockford Rivets. It's number 21, the Cobra, Evan Snyder on the mound. Joe, what can you tell us about Evan?
Evan Snyder, the Cobra, 1-0 this season, 2.00 ERA in 2 games started. 1 save this year in relief as well in 18 innings pitched, 21 strikeouts compared to 10 walks. So very efficient pitcher here for the Rivets. A lot of confidence in him as well. I remember talking to him at the beginning of the season, says he mostly prefers starting. And about 2 months ago, he came off of surgery, and he bounced back relatively well.
Yeah, Brian Smith doing such a great job at rehabbing him back into the lineup, essentially giving him a four-inning stint in his first outing in relief, two-inning stint in his next outing, and then the start at Kenosha through 6 innings, only allowed 1 run against Battle Creek, allowed 2 runs in 6 innings. So really trying to get him up to speed, and we'll see how long he lasts today as he misses on his first pitch to Jake Snyder.
Yeah, Rivets manager Brian Smith, being a pitcher, he knows that it's better not to just push this on a young pitcher, work his way back into the starting rotation. There's a bunt there down the third base line for a hit.
That's a perfect bunt for hit by number 21, Jake Snyder, who leads us off here at Warner Park. Trevor Schwecke will bat second, Jake Randa third, Tyler Plantier fourth, David Vinsky fifth, Jason McLean, Drew Campbell, Justice Bigby, and the catcher Jesse Forstel round out the batting order. So 1 on, no out. What do you think of the strategy to bunt to start off the game and get on base?
No, it's very interesting. I think, obviously he was confident enough to lay down that bunt, but Justin Walker, I was surprised, a very aggressive infielder, not even trying or attempting to throw him out there at first, but again, it might have thrown him off a little bit, caught him on his back heels. Up
now is Trevor Schwecke, who's out of the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, swings on his first pitch. That one's fouled back, going to end up as a souvenir for somebody here at Warner Park.
Schwecke batting .308 on the season and currently leads the Mallards in stolen bases as well with 9.
Yeah, he's been all over this Madison Mallards lineup from what we've seen.
Yeah.
We've seen him at the bottom, we've seen him near the top, and now he's batting in the second order as Snyder went there, but again swung on by Schwecke, and the foul ball will cause Snyder to have to go back to first for an 0-2 pitch here. Bottom of the first, no outs. Snyder on with a leadoff walk. Schwecke at the plate now looking at an 0-2.
Yeah, the Rivets with 54 stolen bases on the season compared to the Mallards 32, but even in the last outing we saw the Mallards get really aggressive on the base paths.
Here's the 0-2, swung on, double play opportunity, fielded well by Template. The throw over to second gets the force, no throw to first. So it was Template bobbling it a little bit and just making sure to get the speedster Snyder at first. But fielder's choice there to get the first out of this bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, I think that's a smart play by Hal Hughes over there at shortstop, just to hang on to that one. Get the force out. Nice play by Mason Template there.
Yeah, Schwecke's got a lot of speed. He's probably going to leg out a double play, so you don't want to risk throwing that one offline and getting an error and putting a Madison Mallard in scoring position. Schwecke's going first pitch. The throw from Mascarell is a little bit off, and a long pause from Jordan Peterson before he calls him safe. So there, I just said you want to keep a Madison Mallard out of scoring position, and of course what happens? Stolen base, and now there's a Mallard in scoring position. Bottom of the first, Schwecke on second, 1 out here. Count is 0-1.
Yeah, didn't even hesitate. Very first pitch, pushes the steal total into double digits with 10 now.
The 0-1, breaking ball, and that one goes high. That was a 72-mile-per-hour breaking ball from Snyder. Counts now 0-2 for Jake Randa, the first baseman out of Northwest Florida State, teammate with Brock Martin down there in Florida this past year, obviously, or Brock Mathis, excuse me, I get the Brock screwed up. But Brock Mathis obviously leaving and headed to LSU next year. Swinging a miss, swinging a hit. That was right up the middle. Hal Hughes fields cleanly, throws to first for out number 2. Schwecke with the heads-up base running advances to third. So now runner in third, bottom of the first. 2 outs for Tyler Plantier. Probably not a guy you want to see with 2 outs. I mean, everybody in this lineup is pretty good. but Plantier definitely one of the top players.
Yeah, we remember when we went to 14 innings in Rockford last week. Plantier was the one, put the Mallards ahead 2-0 there. Eventually, the Mallards ran away with that one after a very, very long game.
The first pitch there, Plantier makes contact with it, and he's going to get an RBI as it finds its way into right field. Pretty high ground ball. Schwecke scores, and the Rivets behind early, 1-0 on the RBI single from Tyler Plantier. First pitch swinging, and you don't want to be fighting from behind on this Madison Mallards team because it seems in their games they only get better as the game goes on.
Yeah, Plantier arguably the best hitter on the Mallards, batting .350 on the year, and he's just an overall very clutch hitter.
And now it will be David Vinsky to lead us off here, or to get the next batter up, I guess. Sees a ball to start off his at-bat. 1-0 count now for him with a runner on first and 2 outs. The 1-0. Swings on that one. High fly ball. Backing up is Reback, tracking and camping under it. Reaches up right at the warning track for out number 3, but a big hit could have been worse in the bottom of the first, but all it is 1 run for the Mallards. We'll be right back for the top of the second. Back here, Cade Bunnell to lead us up for the top of the second. Joe, what do the Rivets need to do to get something going offensively?
Well, Cade Bunnell, again, this is a little bit of the switch-up that Brian Smith has been doing. Cade Bunnell batting DH today. Nothing really different there, but normally we've seen him leading off for the Rivets, and pretty much the same situation here for him as he leads us off in the top of the second here. Let's see if he can get something going.
The 0-0 pitch, that hits him right on the right shin. So that'll, get on base any way you can. If it's a hit by pitch, it's a hit by pitch. And so we got Cade Bunnell, one of the faster guys on this team. Not up to the level that Cole and Reback are, but something.
Yeah, and let's see if Mason Template, we both know we were both here for when he made his debut against the Mallards about a week ago, knocked one over the right field wall. See if you can do something similar to that.
First pitch outside, another ball, another missed pitch from Sean Leland. Also, that's not great for a pitcher's confidence to come out and plunk the first batter you see.
No, on the first pitch
in the inning. Yeah, first pitch. The 1-0. That one's in the zone. Ground double play opportunity. Flips to second, but throws way over the head of the first baseman. So that was Schwecke fielding it. He tossed to Snyder. Snyder gunned it way over the head of Randa at first, and so it could be a double play. Instead, Template gets to advance to second because the ball hit the net out of play. And so now, again, not the ideal way to get on base, but one out and a runner in scoring position.
No, I think the Rivets will take that, and one thing they need to do is be able to capitalize on mistakes like that. The Mallards don't make a lot of mistakes, but if they do, you definitely need to take advantage of it if you're the Rivets.
The first pitch to Hal Hughes is going to be a high fly ball right into shallow right field and caught by the second baseman Snyder for out number 2. So you talk about capitalizing, and now any sacrifice play is out the window, and Template still at second.
Yeah, I'm surprised Hal Hughes didn't see a couple pitches there. Used to be at the top of the order. Very aggressive hitter there, and showed it right there. Swinging on the first pitch.
Now we got Justin Walker, the switch hitter out of Indiana. Number 8 in this order, playing third. That one's going to go to the opposite side of the field. Will it get down? Yes, it will. Template will round and go home, and the Rivets are on the board. So a bloop single down the left field line gets Justin Walker on with an RBI single. So that's a big play there, and we're all knotted at 1 apiece here.
Just talked about first pitch swinging, but apparently it works for Justin Walker. He has
Template.
his 9th RBI of the season this year.
It also worked out really well that this was that there is 2 outs on the board, because Template wouldn't have been running like he was and been able to get around. He probably wouldn't have even been able to get to second, possibly. He would have been really close to second if it was 1 out, because he didn't want to be off the bag and get doubled up. Instead, he goes on contact, and there's a strike there to start off the at-bat for the number 9 hitter, Corey Wright.
Yeah, Drew Campbell bobbled that ball a little bit in left field. Might have helped him out a little bit, but I don't think he was going to get him regardless.
Yeah, Template definitely a power hitter on this team and not what we call a speedster. Corey Wright puts down a bunt, but it goes foul. Count is now 0-2 for Wright. Wright's been really struggling ever since he showed up. Not having a good batting average as far as 0.77 in 13 at-bats.
That might be why he tried to bunt there. You see the third baseman playing really far back there. Maybe throw him off a little bit.
In the past year at Mercer, he's been used sparingly in the starting lineup, but a lot of times as a pinch runner. So he does have a weapon in terms of his wheels. And now with Justin Walker on first in a tie game at 1-1 here, trying to see if they can get something else going. That one's a ball outside. Count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, Corey Wright, definitely one of those journeymen on his 3rd squad in college so far in 3 years. Started at Kansas State. I believe after that he went to Parkland Community College, and now he finds himself at Mercer.
He's been all over this great big world, but 2 times in Rockford as he was part of this inaugural team in 2016. Ball there. Count goes even at 2-2. 2 outs, 1 on. 1-1 ball game here at Warner Park. Top of the second. Justin Walker, RBI single, knotted it up, scored Mason Template. The 2-2 swung on by Corey Wright. He stays alive. Foul ball. 88-mile-per-hour pitch there from Sean Leland, who has only thrown 10 pitches this inning. A lot of first pitch swinging.
Yeah.
So a really short inning pitch-wise. But the damage was really on that error by Snyder, the second baseman. He threw it over the head of the first baseman, Randa. Justin Walker's going, a high fly ball down the third base line, and it's going to get down fair. And Justin Walker, with a perfectly timed steal attempt, is going to be able to score from first, and the Rivets take the lead. This is the first time they've had a lead on the Madison Mallards this season. An RBI double from Corey Wright. That one looked like it was going to loop foul, but instead gets down in the corner here, and Corey Wright, an RBI double to give the Rivets the lead.
Yeah, that ball just started kept tailing. It looked like it was about even with the left fielder at first, and a little bit of a spin on it, but as you mentioned, just fair, and Walker got the good jump, scores easily.
And now it's back to the top of the order for the Rockford Rivets. And swinging on first pitch there. And it went off the umpire, I believe.
Looks like he's telling him to go back to second. I don't really.
But he did say Cole is safe at first. And Brian Smith is going to come out and talk with the third base ump, who is Jordan Peterson. He's plenty familiar with Jordan Peterson, as his crew was part of the crew that umped the Lakeshore game that the Rivets just got out of. And I said game because last night they talked for about 40 minutes at home plate. Travis Ackrey, the head manager for Lakeshore, and Brian Smith and the three umpires, they talked about at home plate about whether they were going to make that game go on. So they have had plenty of conversation. And now Jordan Peterson and his crew here. And Brendan Reback at the plate. Ball misses outside, 1-0. So basically what happened there, I believe it hit off the umpire. And the umpire waved it dead right away and said that Ryan Cole gets to be safe at first with a single, but Corey Wright has to stay at second. So runners on first and second. Brendan Reback at the plate. Counts 1-1 for him. Rivets lead the Mallards 2-1.
Yeah, Cole credited with a hit there, so a little confusing, but we'll take it.
We'll take. It's been an unconventional inning for the Rockford Rivets. Reback fouls that one back. Count goes to 1-2. He came into this year, he had one strikeout on his record for the longest time, and then a 3-strikeout game in Green Bay, and that's really kind of described the cold spell that Reback's been in. He's going to see the 1-2 upcoming after a ball and 2 fouls. He's got a Corey Wright in the scoring position who can score from second, and if the ball's good enough, Ryan Cole can score from first.
Yeah, Reback at the top of the order now, as I mentioned earlier. Maybe Brian Smith trying to get his confidence back a little bit, as we both know he started off the year pretty hot.
That one fouled back, so he's staying alive in the count. 2-1 here, top of the first. It was a Corey Wright RBI double and a Justin Walker RBI single that gave the Rockford Rivets 2 runs here on the top of the second, after Madison was able to put one up in the bottom of the first. Again fouled back by Reback. He does not go down. 89-mile-per-hour fastball from Leland there. And now in the past couple batters, the pitch count is creeping up more. Still not a lot, only 17 for Leland.
Right.
But a frustrating inning, as if that double play ball is thrown correctly to the first baseman, you have 2 outs. Yeah. You have 3 outs by now. And you're really able to get done with it with no runs coming across the plate. Instead, you're down 2-1.
Yeah, credit to the Rivets getting 3 hits with 2 outs.
Yeah, they were gifted some base runners early. Corey Wright's going, and it's low, and the catcher Forstell cannot handle it, and it will leak away from him. So Corey Wright now on third. Ryan Cole on second. He gives a wave to his dugout. And the count's 2-2 for Brendan Reback in this gritty 2-out at bat. Leland gets the sign, his 19th pitch of the inning. And it's going to be down the line and foul. And I believe, who is that over there at first base?
Hard to tell.
Luke Anderson, I believe. I think it's number 18, Luke Anderson playing first base, coach. Nice snag by him with no glove. But another foul here by Reback to continue this long at bat. The 2-2 with runners on second and third, 2 outs here, top of the second. That one inside, it took a weird deflection, but I guess that was off the glove of Forstell. Didn't hit Reback, but I'm sure he felt the wind on his midsection from that one. Count now full for Reback. Mascarella on deck, don't want to load the bases for the power hitter. 1 home run on the year for him. The payoff pitch. Swung on, high fly ball. Can it get down out there in left center? McLean chasing back, and it's going to go off the wall, and it's a 2 RBI double as Cole comes home, and Reback's going for 3. Give him a triple, ladies and gentlemen. Brennan Reback, a 2 RBI triple, and this game is busted wide open for the Rockford Rivets. Wow.
Yeah, that'll get your confidence back.
That will get your confidence back. Oh, my word. This top of the second inning has been disastrous. And now the pitching coach for the Madison Mallards, Matt Lamothi, is going to have to come out and talk with his pitcher, Sean Leland. That was a gritty at-bat from Brennan Reback. He just did not say no. He was saying, I'm getting on base, or I'm going to die trying, and that's what he did there.
Yeah, he got the count full and got his confidence back in the process. I thought for a second that ball actually kept carrying. I thought maybe it might have gotten out of the stadium here, but just under the wall, and also surprised that he went for 3 there. He was hustling. I almost looked like he lost his helmet there and dives headfirst into third with a triple.
Wow, that was some hitting. So instead of loading the bases for Wyatt Mascarell, there's a runner on third, but a 3-run lead for Wyatt Mascarell.
Let's see if he can keep the hit train going here. 4 hits for the Rivets with 2 outs, something we haven't seen from them in a long time.
Swings on that one, and it's going to go right to the third baseman, Plantier, who will throw on the money to first, but a 4-run top of the second inning for the Rockford Rivets. They lead 4-1. Let's see if the Mallards have an answer. Back here, Jace McLean will lead off the bottom of the second for the Madison Mallards. It was rally time in the top of the second for the Rockford Rivets. They put up 4 runs, and it was capped by a 2 RBI triple that went over the head of Jace McLean in center field. And that one is low. Count goes 1-1 for McLean here in the bottom of the second. 4-1, the Rockford Rivets lead the Madison Mallards, the first place Madison Mallards. That ball misses. Count goes 2-1 now. Snyder with a pretty good bottom of the first. It was just a few different plays that was able to get one runner home, and the same thing goes as that one's fouled back. Count goes even at 2-2. The same thing goes for that top of the second. Hit by pitch to start it off on the first pitch of the inning from Leland. And then a double play opportunity that turned into an error where Template got to second. And then an avalanche of hits for the Rivets. And that ball misses. Count goes 3-2.
Yeah, all that with 2 outs, too. That's something we have not seen from Rockford.
And that's one of the reasons why their offense has been struggling. They swing and a miss there as it will go to the backstop. And so it is a drop third strike, but safe at first is Jason McLean. He didn't realize it for a good while there. And finally his dugout yelling, "Go, go, go" at him. Eventually got him to run to first, and now he's safe there. So even though Snyder gets the strikeout, runner on first with no outs.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating as a pitcher, but nothing you can do about it. Let's see if Snyder can bounce back here.
Now he's going to see Drew Campbell. Drew Campbell has a lot of speed on him. He's batted at the top of the lineup a few times for this Madison Mallard squad as well. First pitch from Snyder on the outside. Count goes 1-0. Campbell 3 stolen bases on the year, 1 behind the team leader, Jake Randa, who has 4. The second on the team who has 4. Schwecke has 9.
Also boasts a .333 batting average. Mascarella whips the ball down to first there, tries to pick off move, but can't get him.
4-1, bottom of the second here. Mallards have 1 on with no outs here. They're losing 4-1. That one hits the zone. Count goes 3-1. Campbell playing left field today. Has chased down a couple fly balls, but that triple by Reback was not even close to him for him to chase it down. It was all McLean's ball. Swings on that one, and it's going to get fair down the right field line. McLean boogieing around third. He's going to hold up at third, so now runners on second and third with 2 outs, or with no outs here.
Nice.
And
nice job by Jacob Vanderwall there, tracking down that ball, holding him. Almost got him at second base there. And holding the guy from first on to third here. Let's see if Evan Snyder can come up clutch here on the mound and hold him to no runs this inning. Going to be hard, though, with no outs.
With the thing is these two teams played 13 innings without scoring a run. Now they put 5, and we're not even through 2 yet.
It's frustrating.
It's frustrating. Yeah, no, for sure. It was a long game. First pitch swinging there from Bigby, the DH, going to be out to deep center field, and it will be the first out. But McLean will tag up. There might be a play at third, but it will be Campbell getting in on the tag up to third. McLean will get in and score. Scores now 4-2.
Yeah, Hughes cutting that ball off. If he would have let it go, it would have been closer. I don't know if he would have gotten him, but definitely would have had a chance.
So Bigby swinging first pitch. Gets the RBI sac fly. And now another runner at third with a chance to do some more damage and make up that huge top of the second inning for the Rivets. Jesse Forstell, the number 9 hitter, with 1 out. Snyder just threw back to Template on second. Don't know exactly why he did that. Wasn't really.
Oh, I think he wanted to check and see if he tagged up.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Good call there, Joe.
He was
Good call.
getting his arm loose, you know.
Getting his arm loose. The 0-0 pitch to Forstell misses. That's a ball. Count goes 1-0. Forstell out of Western Michigan, batting .228 on the year. 2 ribbies for him, a chance to get his 3rd of the year. That one swung, and it's going to be another high fly ball. Reback charging up on it. Going to make the grab, and it worked out really well for Reback because it looked for a second. He was running very fast, and it looked for a second like it could plop down. And so for Campbell over on 3rd, he instead advanced a little bit to make sure that he could get home if it did plop down. And so he wasn't able to tag up from 3rd, which he probably wouldn't have been able to as it was in very shallow center field. And so now with 2 outs, the sacrifice opportunity is out the window for Madison. They're going to need a hit or something that doesn't involve an out to score Campbell here.
Yeah, Reback with a strong arm. I don't think that Campbell would have had much of a chance there if he did try to tag up. Smart move by him.
Back to the top of the order, Jake Snyder leading us off. Ball to start his at-bat, 1-0. That one is a little bit off. Count goes 2-0 now. Home plate umpire Rob Knox not giving Snyder the calls that I think he wants. That one swung on, opposite side of the field. Can it fall? Hal Hughes at short dives and makes the play to end the inning. Only 1 run coming across the board for the Mallards this inning, it's 4-2. We'll be back for the top of the 3rd in just a few seconds. Back here, top of the 3rd inning, the Rockford Rivets lead the Madison Mallards 4-2 off of a big 4-run top of the 2nd for the Rivets. Brandon Reback capped it off with a 2 RBI triple to deep left center field. And now it will be Jacob Vanderwaal's second at-bat of the day. He grounded out to 2nd in his first at-bat. Let's see what he can do on the first pitch he sees from Leland. Swings on it, right down the first base line, going to go foul.
Vanderwall's got that long swing, that one-handed swing that we see from power hitters. If he gets a hold of a ball, it's going to go a long way, but sometimes it results in a big miss as well.
Especially here at Warner Park, where down that right field line, it is not a long way. Swing and a miss there, and just like you were talking about, he's down 0-2 now. Vanderwall has been hot and cold this year. Started off cold, had a big tear, and that tear was enough to get him to near the top of the team in batting average. Doesn't swing on that pitch on the inside. Count goes 1-2. But since then, he's kind of cooled off. There was that series against Battle Creek last week, and he hasn't been able to find his groove yet. But neither has basically the entire Rivets team. This is the first time we've really seen him put a lot of hits together early in a game. Swings on that one. It's going to be a high fly ball down the left field line. Going to end up fair, and the shortstop, Schwecke, snags that one right on the line. Good recovery by the left fielder, Campbell, the third baseman, Plantier, and Schwecke to figure out who was going to get that ball.
Yeah, another part of that mix-up there by Brian Smith. I think this is the first time this year we've seen Jake Vanderwall batting in the cleanup spot. He's moving around some people and changing things up a little bit, and right now, Vanderwall 0 for 2, but obviously something's working because the Rivets have 4 runs here.
Exactly. Swing and a miss there from Cade Bunnell to start off his at-bat. He was the one who started that rally as he got hit by a pitch to start off last inning, and later was part of a fielder's choice error that he got out on, but enough to spark something last inning. As he sees a ball there, count goes even at 1-1.
And that's all you can really ask for, just getting on base and something to give the Rivets a spark. And obviously it did. Let's see if he can get his first hit of the game as opposed to getting hit by a pitch.
Ball misses there, count goes 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Swings on that one, fouls it back and out of play. Count goes even at 2-2.
Boy, the Mallards bullpen looks like they have quite the spot there in center field.
Yeah, they got a good setup, and we've also been out to the Rockford Rivets bullpen, the visitors' bullpen here.
Not the same.
At Warner Park. What do you think of that one, Joe?
Oh, it's kind of scary, to be honest with you. It's in a very dark area underneath the right field bleachers, and there's one guy always watching the game because there's a tiny hole in the wall that just enough for somebody to look through, but definitely not the setup the Mallards have. But hey, I guess that's having home field advantage for you.
Yep, and a home field advantage the Mallards do have. Not only all the amenities as a foul and then a ball pushes the count full at 3-2. The fans that they get here at Warner Park, we saw a little bit of it. It was a Tuesday night that we played the Mallards, but 5,000 or so still coming and making their way out. And that can be such a hard thing for players that are this young, especially guys that play at small schools, community colleges, to deal with.
Yeah, the Mallards fans always pack in the stadium here. Great fan base, almost like a minor league baseball team when you think about it, especially with the quality of the stadium.
After a foul, and now there's going to be a payoff pitch to Bunnell. Swings at that one, and it's a high fly ball out to right field. The right fielder charging on it, and made the catch in right on the line, right on the extended first baseline there. And I don't know if it was fair or foul. It was right out of our sight, but the first base umpire, Kellen Martin, made the call that he caught it, and out number 2.
Yeah, hard to see here for us, but that wall creeping up on him, great catch there by the right fielder.
Staring down the face of that wall and makes a composed catch. First pitch swinging for Template, and it gets over the head of Randa, the first baseman. So Template's on first for the second time. This one's going to be a hit.
Yeah, it sounds like he broke his bat there on the play, and I think he did. Sounded a little weird coming off there, and obviously Template, one of the stronger guys on the team, able to muscle that one just over the first baseman's head for a base hit.
Yeah, Randa almost had that one. Leaped pretty high there, but couldn't snag it. And so first pitch swinging, first pitch hit for Mason Template. Now this bottom of the order, that one is going to be a ground ball right to the shortstop, Schwecke, who flicks to Snyder for out number 3, fielder's choice there to end the inning. So again, the pitch count low for Leland on the mound, and not a lot of base runners, but a 4-2 lead for the Rockford Rivets over the Madison Mallards. We'll be right back. Here in the bottom of the third to lead it off, it will be the Madison Mallards leader in steals, Trevor Schwecke. Takes the first pitch swinging. That one goes high and foul behind us here in the press box. And so an 0-1 count to start off inning number 3 of work for Evan Snyder, the Cobra on the mound. That one goes way in the dirt and bounced clear over the head of Wyatt Mascarella behind the plate.
Just a little short there.
Good call on that one, Joe. Good call.
Just decided to take it upon myself.
The 1-1 now here to Schwecke. That one misses high and just high, I think. So maybe overcorrecting that short pitch to throw it high.
Yeah.
That one swung on right to Hal Hughes, who snags it and throws to first for out number 1.
I'll use a soccer term here, considering the World Cup's going on, but let's see if Snyder can keep a clean sheet here in the third inning, considering the last 2 innings, he's given up 1 run. Last run given up off of a drop third strike, a little kind of a rough one there, but let's see if he can keep a clean sheet.
Exactly, and talking about the World Cup, how about that game today? We were watching that one, Germany out of the World Cup. Wow. Oh, my word.
That's something a lot of people probably did not see coming.
And, you used a soccer term, but we were able to use a hockey term while watching that soccer game, the empty netter goal.
Yeah.
After
South Korea.
Manuel Neuer running around like a madman. 1-0 to start off the at-bat. And now that pitch is inside and low and hits the leg of Jake Randa. So a bunch of guys getting plunked. Randa's running this one off. He really struggled on his walk there to first after getting hit in his left shin, I believe. I think that's what he's working out.
Yeah, it looked like he maybe a little kink in the knee there. Kind of an awkward stumble he took after he got hit by the pitch. Hopefully he's okay.
So now 1 on, 1 out for the Madison Mallards. Everybody in this lineup can do damage, but especially Tyler Plantier. You mentioned it last time he was up to the plate. He got the day off in the 14-inning affair with the Rivets. That one misses. Nothing really falling in the strike zone right now for Evan Snyder. He's having trouble hitting the plate. And he got the day off until the manager for the Mallards, Donnie Scott, said, I've had enough. Put in Plantier. 2 RBI hit for him. Finished off this ball game. High fly ball there. And it's going to be right into the glove of the right fielder, Jacob Vanderwall, for out number 2. He had to take a couple steps forward there, and that was about it for Vanderwall.
Yeah, just stick your glove in the air, and he'll do the rest.
So Randa on first with 2 outs here. Snyder has kept it to 1 run in each of the innings thus far, but trying to get his first clean sheet inning of the game thus far.
You like that term now, don't you?
I like it. I like it. I mean, we're used to every inning being a clean sheet at Rivets Stadium. Very, very pitcher-oriented ballpark. But Snyder throws the first pitch, and wow, that just missed the head of David Finsky. And Randa's able to boogie to second, and the Cobra having some uncharacteristic pitches right now that have been getting away from him. One hit by pitch, and that one was way off.
Yeah.
He's usually pretty in control.
Yeah, I noticed in his warm-up pitches at the beginning of the game, too, it looked like his breaking ball wasn't breaking that well, and right there I think that's all that was. Something wasn't working for him there. Might have slipped a little bit, but definitely don't think that was intentional in any way.
Runner on second now. Swinging on that one, and it drifts down the first baseline foul. So back in the strike column is Evan Snyder, 1-1 now. Runner in scoring position, 4-2 lead for the Rockford Rivets. 2 outs here. Rivets lead 4-2.
Mallards with 3 guys with over 20 RBIs this year, and Vinsky being one of them. Another one who's batting well over 300 on the season, too, with a 327 batting average.
The 1-1 pitch is hit high to shallow left field. Hal Hughes backing up and almost runs into Ryan Cole back there as he was trying to wave him off. And eventually Ryan Cole held back, and luckily no crazy collision there. But it is the first clean sheet inning for Evan Snyder, the Cobra. We'll be back for the top of the 4th. Back here at Rivets Stadium, it will be Justin Walker to lead us off. Justin Walker was able to get the first RBI in this ball game, bringing home Mason Template on a 2-out RBI single. He also scored himself, one of 3 more runs to come in the top of the 2nd for the Rockford Rivets. It's a 1-0 count here. Swings on that one, high fly ball, and maybe an opportunity behind home plate for Forstel, and it is. A lot of area behind home plate here at Warner Park, and Forstel uses it to his advantage.
Yeah, any catcher will tell you that's a very difficult play to make, to turn your body around like that. Catch the ball almost right on the on the netting there behind home plate. Nice play by the catcher Forstel.
Let's talk about the Northwoods League scoreboard right now. It's absolutely insanity today in the Northwoods League.
There's a lot going on.
Everybody's playing doubleheaders against people. It's crazy. I can't put it into words. I'm lucky that we have the Mallards only an hour apart. We can play a little home-and-home action. Some other teams have longer drives to do, and it's a little too much for me to take in. Up in the South Division right now, we got Fond du Lac up 4-0 on Lakeshore, or on Green Bay. They're kind of one of those sneaky teams that, they're 2-2 with the Rivets thus far this year. Corey Wright sees a pitch on the inside. Count goes to 2-1 on him, but they've been playing. They're sneakily in third place right now, and they've had some good, entertaining games with the Rivets thus far this year.
Yeah.
Kalamazoo is leading Wisconsin Rapids 7-2. That's a ground ball. Tough play for the second baseman Snyder, but he fields it on a short hop and throws to first, and Jake Randa for out number 2 of this inning.
Yeah, that's one of those tough plays to make as an infielder. Like you mentioned, you got to decide right away whether or not you want to charge that ball and get it on a short hop as he did there, or sit back on it and wait a little bit. Right there, the second baseman coming in hot, picking that ball up and throwing out Corey Wright. Good
play by Jake Snyder there. Ryan Cole now with 2 outs, threatens to bunt, pulls back, count goes 1-0. Kalamazoo, the number 2 team, the only team that's really slowed them down has been the Madison Mallards. They're up 7-2 on Wisconsin Rapids right now in the bottom of the third. Not looking forward to playing them in a couple games because they are red hot right now. This is some gut check time for the Rivets team, especially with the doubleheader today against first place Madison and then 2-game stint against Kalamazoo tomorrow. And the other game in the South, that one's chopped down the third base line, goes foul, counts 2-1 now. The other game going on in the South is Battle Creek, Wisconsin. They're all knotted at 0-0. Not a very relevant game right now, both those teams near the bottom. Once the first half ends, then all the games become relevant again because the winner of the first half and the winner of the second half are each guaranteed a playoff spot, and then the next 2 best overall teams are in the playoffs.
Yeah, so it's a pretty fun league the way it's set up like that. No one's ever out of it.
Exactly. Well, midway through the second half of the season, you could put yourself out of it. I think Green Bay did that last year, finishing last in the South Division. Interesting situation, Kenosha and Lakeshore. They're delayed right now, and I don't know if they are going to reschedule that because they're doing what we're doing, a home game at Simmons Field in Kenosha and then a home game for the Lakeshore that night. Swing and a miss there by Cole to end the inning. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Nonetheless, a 1-2-3 inning for Sean Leland, and he wants his offense to get to work in 90 seconds. back here, and it will be Jason McClain leading it off. Jason McClain, funny story that I found out, I came to my senses last game and figured out he's a Montana kid, the only that I've seen in this league thus far. Big guy, played quarterback for the CM Russell Rustlers, and he gets hit on the first pitch there. And Evan Snyder having a lot of trouble right now with his accuracy. That's the second hit by pitch in as many innings. So McClain will go first pitch. Last time this game, the leadoff batter in inning was hit with the first pitch. 4 runs came home for the Rockford Rivets. I'm sure Madison would like that same go of it this time.
Yeah, and again, it looks like Snyder might be having some control issues with his breaking ball there. I'm not sure what's going on, but something we don't see from him a lot. He normally pounds the strike zone.
Now it will be Drew Campbell, the speedster. Ball goes on the outside for Snyder. Count goes 1-0. Talk about the North Division right now. Bottom of the 10th, La Crosse and Thunder Bay are knotted at 5 apiece up there in Canada. That pitch is a ground ball, double play opportunity. McClain at first, and Hughes, oh wow, Hal Hughes dropped the ball on the transfer there. He caught the ball pretty cleanly, it looked like, but he dropped it.
Yeah, and I think that's what Brian Smith is coming out to argue on, whether or not it was on the transition of throwing to first base.
It looked to me like he caught it, and then he was considering throwing to first and decided I'm not going to do it. And so Brian Smith comes out and gets the managers to meet together to talk about it. And maybe Jordan Peterson is asking for some clarification, because these guys have a lot of rules to memorize, and sometimes you don't realize, even though you have the best angle, what the proper call is in a situation like that.
And that's why there's 3 umpires.
Exactly.
But again, that was something that really surprised me there, as I thought they might have been on the transfer.
And
that's
they
what
call him
it's
out.
gonna be.
They call him out. McClain goes without argument, but now his manager is coming out to say a few words to Jordan Peterson, and we might be having a manager chess match right here, as I believe that's Donnie Scott over there calling the umpires together for another meeting. Home plate umpire Rob Knox not a part of it, but Donnie Scott.
He's pointing a finger at him. Let's see how that works for him.
Yeah, we have not, in a Rivets game this year, you've been on only a couple road games. I've been on all the road games, all the home games. You've been there too, obviously. We haven't seen an ejection. We saw it close last week, or a couple days ago, with his same umpiring crew. Brian Smith was getting pretty heated. Donnie Scott backing off a little bit. Doesn't seem, yeah, now he's gonna accept the call, probably begrudgingly.
I don't know if he's necessarily accepting it more than tolerating it, but he makes a very, very slow walk back to the third base line there, as he makes a sign to the runner on first now. But Rivets getting out there nonetheless.
So it took a while, but first out of the inning, and the speedster Campbell on first, and Rob Knox not giving Snyder much at home plate. We don't have a great angle on balls and strikes up here, but there have been a couple that have been just on the line and have gone against Snyder in the past couple innings. 1-0, that one on the line goes for Snyder. Okay, so talk about the North Division. La Crosse, Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay just won the game. They just won the game 6-5. They walked it off. Congrats to them for getting their 7th win of the year. They're kind of had a rough start thus far. Hopefully they'll be one of those teams that banks on the second half. Bismarck Waterloo, they're knotted up at 2-2. Duluth and Wilmar, 2-1. Duluth leads. They're one of the hottest teams in the North. That pitch is right up the middle. Again, it might be a double play opportunity. Instead, it leaks through. And so now runners on first and second with 1 out on the 92-mile-per-hour pitch. Or maybe that was the velocity coming back off the bat. But nonetheless, 1 out and 2 on now for the Madison Mallards. Jesse Forstel, last time these two teams played here at Warner Park, Forstell hit a shot over the right field wall. If he did the same now, it would give the Mallards the lead as he is the go-ahead runner at the plate. The 0-0 coming from Snyder. Misses a little bit outside.
Why is he playing the music? You gotta cut the music. Yes.
Counts 1-0 now. That one is going to miss, and the wild pitch is going to advance the runners to second and third now. So a lot of trouble for Snyder, a lot of it self-inflicted.
Yeah, once again, like you mentioned, that hit by pitch coming back to haunt him right now as that runner currently sits on third base. Another one on second here. He's got one out, though, so we'll see what they're going to go with here.
It was 2 innings ago that he had runners on second and third with no outs, and only one of those runners came home. It was a clutch pitching situation for Snyder, and I'm sure he would like more of the same now. A strikeout, a shallow flyout, and possibly a ground out as Justin Walker's a little bit in over there on third. Corey Wright's way back in his normal spot. That one goes to the outside. Count's going to be 3-0 now. And instead, Snyder's threatening to load the bases.
Yeah, a walk might not be that bad here. Get the bases loaded, have the force out.
That one goes down Main Street. Count goes 3-1.
He's going to keep attacking, though.
Snyder is a very attacking pitcher, just like his nickname, the Cobra. He'll come right at you.
I like that. That was good.
The 3-1. And again a called strike by Rob Knox behind home plate. And count goes full now for Jesse Forstell. A big payoff pitch here with runners on second and third. 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning. Rivets lead the Mallards 4-2. The payoff pitch. That one's going to miss way outside. Snagged well by Mascarella, though. So the bases do go full for the leadoff man.
Snyder frustrated with himself after that one. Turned around a little bit. Obviously not happy with himself after that walk, and that one wasn't even that close. We got the bases loaded now.
And it's Jake Snyder at the plate. 3rd time today. We got Snyder versus Snyder, spelled different ways. But nonetheless, it was Snyder that got on, and a strike there to start off his at-bat. Snyder, pretty new to this lineup thus far, only played in 5 games, 20 at-bats. Second baseman out of Louisville. That one, Mascarella tried to frame it, didn't get the call from home plate umpire Rob Knox. Count goes even at 1-1. And I'm seeing on the scoreboard now that it was listed as an E5 over there for Snyder's first hit, but on a different part of this Madison Mallards stadium, there's a line score and it doesn't give any errors to the Rivets. And yeah, so
yeah, I'm not
I believe that's an error over there on the video board here at Rivet Stadium. The swung on, double play opportunity. Flips for 1 and no throw to first. So gets the force out at second, but a run will score. Campbell coming home. And that's where the speed at the top of your lineup right there comes in handy, because he's able to leg out that infield. Or it's a fielder's choice, but for him, if you get out in that double play opportunity, no run comes home. Now it's 4-3.
Yeah, not the worst case scenario there for Evan Snyder and the Rivets, but and he got the tie and run on third base. 2 outs now though, and he got the force out at second as well. So let's see what he does here.
Go ahead run at first for Trevor Schwecke. He's got wheels too, and he's going to tie this ball game up on the first pitch. And all of a sudden it's 4-4 now, and these two teams, with the exception of that first game they played, which the Mallards kind of cruised out to an early lead and never looked back, they've been battling. They've been a fun team to watch. The I-39 rivals making it interesting in only their third year as rivals.
Yeah, the Mallards trading off bases here right now, tying up the game. 4s across the board. 4th inning with a 4-4 tie here. See if Snyder can get out of this with a runner on second and first.
Jake Randa, the number 3 hitter, will see a ball go outside to start off his at-bat. 0 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. And that was at the beginning of this inning. Excuse me, it was at the beginning of last inning he was hit by a pitch. There's a strike, count goes 1-1. But it was at the beginning of this inning that Jason McClain got hit with the first pitch.
Easy to get that mixed up.
2 times the first pitch of the inning has hit a batter. Both times it's been a multiple run inning for that team. So I guess you want to lean into it on the first pitch. That swing is going to be high to left field and over the wall, and a 3-run home run for the Madison Mallards. And Jake Randa has turned this game on its head. And all of a sudden, the Rivets go into this inning up by 2. Now they're down 3. And their bats haven't been able to really find a groove since the top of the second. And an uphill battle going forward for the Rockford Rivets.
Yeah, Randa showing off his power there with his second home run of the year, 30th RBI. 3-run home run there, and Evan Snyder continues to struggle on the mound today. I wouldn't be surprised if this was his last inning. Looks like Brian Smith's going to let him work out of it, though, with 2 outs.
Yeah, probably has action going in the bullpen now. It should be his last inning by our expectations here. As the Madison Mallards, fair ball there, hit by Tyler Plantier, and he's going to be thinking about second, not going in, and so another hit for the Madison Mallards, as now they're looking for more to add to this 2-out rally.
Yeah, and that's the middle of this order for the Mallards, just relentless here. Plantier, Jake Randa, and David Vinsky coming up now. One of those hitters batting over 300 so far. Doesn't have a hit on the day, but right now the Mallards are getting hot, and seems to be contagious for all the hitters throughout their lineup.
Yeah, Vinsky has been able to get the ball to the outfield, but 2 flyouts for him thus far, with a runner on first. And Plantier, again, not the fastest guy, but kind of like the Rivets. There is speed throughout their lineup, and we've seen that with a few double play opportunities that have ended up being just fielder's choice. It's those kind of plays that win ball games, and that's the reason that Madison is only a few games away from clinching a playoff spot. That one goes in the dirt. Called strike there by home plate umpire. Seems like he called it right on the edge of the strike zone. Count goes 1-1. Make sure, if you're a Rivets fan, to head to Rivets Stadium tonight. It's the second game of this doubleheader, 6:35 first pitch. Breaking ball there, doesn't hit the zone. Count goes 2-1. If the score stays like it is right now, the Rivets will be down in the season series 0-3, and I'm sure they'll come out with a fiery attitude for the next game. That one was a ground ball that Justin Walker throws to first, but a disastrous 5-run bottom of the 4th for the Rivets, and Evan Snyder, his day likely done. We'll see you to see if the Rivets bat. back here as Brendan Reback sees a ball and a strike to start off his at-bat. High fly ball there into shallow left field and caught for the first out of the inning.
Reback in his last at-bat had that big triple to rally for the Rivets.
After the 5-run bottom of the fourth for the Mallards, it kind of seems like forever ago that happened.
It did. Yeah.
Two very quiet innings from the Rivets. And all of a sudden, this Mallards team, they don't lead all the time. They're not always the first to score. They're not always up in the third, second, fourth inning. But they are kind of a never-say-never team. Strike there to start off Wyatt Mascarella's third at-bat of the day. That one's a ball, misses outside. Count goes 1-1.
Yeah, and I'd be surprised if we saw Evan Snyder in the bottom half of this inning.
It's kind of tough that the stadium's situated where we can't see who's going on and who's going in the bullpen. High fly ball there from Mascarella, and it will be the second baseman Snyder, Mallard Snyder, to come over them as Snyder starts for each side today. Jacob Vanderwall now up at the plate.
Vanderwall, an aggressive hitter, but with 2 quick outs here, let's see if he can take a couple pitches, maybe work the at-bat. The Rivets hitting today, but I think a lot of that's due to their long at-bats. We saw Reback, even with his triple, had about a 10-pitch at-bat, and maybe if they can work the count a little bit, work that to their advantage.
Yeah, Leland, other than that 4-run top of the second, has been pretty impeccable on the mound. Top of the 5th here, Mallards leads 7-4, nobody on, nobody out for the Rivets bats. Or nobody on, 2 outs for the Rivets bats. Another big swing and a miss from Vanderwall there. He goes behind 0-2. 70th pitch of the afternoon coming for Leland.
Another long swing there from Vanderwall. Both pitches the exact same and same result both times as well.
The 0-2, and he makes contact with that one. Nice snag by whoever that was in the, I think that's Mascarella in the Rivets dugout to save his assistant coach Zach Thomas from getting hit with the ball. Count stays 0-2.
What a guy.
What a guy. 0-2 with 2 outs. Swung on and missed by Jacob Vanderwall in a 1-2-3 inning. The second straight for Sean Leland. We'll be right back to see if the Mallards can pour on more runs in the bottom of the 5th. Evan Snyder's day is done here at Warner Park. The final line for the Cobra. 4 innings pitched, 64 pitches thrown, 7 hits allowed, 7 earned runs, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Jimmy Flo now takes the mound for the Rivets. Jimmy Burnett out of the University of Illinois. How's the season gone thus far, Joe?
Well, we call him Jimmy Flo because of that beautiful hair on his head there. Jimmy Flo, though, from the University of Illinois, struggled with walks this year, 14 compared to 12 strikeouts, an 8 2/3 inning with a 2.08 ERA. 2 earned runs for him on the season. So, again, when he struggles, it's mostly because of his ability to walk people. But when he's on, he's on. And hopefully he can come up big here for the Rivets and hold the Mallards. So once the Rivets get the bats going, we can make a comeback here.
And he's going to face off to start this inning against a little flow man of
it's the
the Mallards.
battle of the hairs here.
Battle of the flow.
Flo, there you go. But
I mean,
his name doesn't flow as well as Jimmy Flo, though. So
JC Flo. Jace McClain swings and misses at the first pitch from Burnett.
maybe like Maine, Jason McClain,
Jason
the Maine.
McClain with the main.
Is that good? Not as cool as Jimmy Flo, but we are biased here.
I like something with Jace Montana.
You want to incorporate that Montana really bad.
We
don't
need
you?
to represent it as well
You really
as we
do.
can.
Yeah.
Fouls that one back. Count goes 0-2. 7-4 game here. Bottom of the 5th inning. And no outs. And Switzerland just took the lead on Costa Rica. High fly ball from McClain will drop down. And so a leadoff hit by McClain. He's going to be on to start the inning just like he was on to start last inning, where the Mallards rallied for 5 runs.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and claim Switzerland as my new team for the World Cup without the United States being in there this year.
I don't think you get to wait till after the group stage to claim teams.
No?
You got to do it before the group stage.
I did it like last week, though, so that's not too bad. Game 2.
You claimed Switzerland last week?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Ask my friends there. Rockford. Shout out to the interns back at Rockford listening.
Ooh, swinging a miss there from Drew Campbell, the number 7 hitter. Runner on first. No outs here, bottom of the 5th. Yeah, shout out to them. They're out there grinding, getting ready for a game day.
Yeah.
Hope all of the abundance of listeners right now head out to Rivet Stadium to check that out. Campbell pulled his bunt back there. Ball, count goes 1-1. What's your favorite part of Rivets games at home?
At home? Easier access to food, maybe? I don't know. I
like the setup here at Mallards at Warner Park.
They do have a nice setup here, but
they treat the visiting broadcasters well. Fly ball there from Campbell, going to go right into the glove of Jacob Vanderwall out there in left field.
I think it is just being home in general, though, and being able to see everyone who we work with on a daily basis, because we love them.
Yeah.
We love them.
Not all of them.
Most of them.
Most of them.
Right.
Yeah. Not Jason. Not Jason.
Definitely not Jason.
Oh, well, jeez. After the halfway to Christmas incident, that was kind of the last straw with Jason.
Yeah, but we love him. We love him. We love you, Jason.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself there.
I love you, Jason.
1 out in the inning. 7-4 here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Ball there to start off the at-bat for the number 8 batter, Justice Bigby. Last time out, Jimmy Flo through 2 innings, only allowed 1 hit in Green Bay. Fouled back there. And the time before that, got his first career save for the Wisconsin Woodchucks. Brazil just scored, if you guys were wondering. Or maybe they're up 1-0. They're not going to lose to Serbia.
Correct. Nil, I believe they call it, if we're sticking with the soccer terms today.
Oh, wow. McClain's going. Contact from Big B goes foul down the line, and that one, McClain was scoring if that one went fair, but it just missed.
Yeah, bold strategy there, Cotton, by the coach for the Mallards with the hit and run. Good job by Big B. About turned that into a double, but never hang your runner out to dry on a hit and run.
Exactly, and so 1-2. McClain, I mean, he's a big guy.
He is.
But he can boogie. I mean, when he played quarterback for the for the CMR Rustlers. Man, he made us pay a couple times. Another foul ball there from Bigby. They beat us in the state champion. We beat them on our senior night at our stadium.
Okay.
And then we got to host them, and it was negative 15-degree wind chill.
That's Montana right there.
That is Montana. And McLean and the Rustlers took us down. And, I mean, snow came in. Our crew there, whoever, janitors, I don't know who was in charge of field maintenance. I never
Shout
met
out to the Montana janitors.
But they scraped all the snow off the field really well, but it was like an ice skating rink out there. It was, I mean, my cleats, I was playing left tackle for the Bengals. Shout out to HHS. And I would just, on a block, dig in and slide back. Count goes full there on a ball to Justice Bigby. Big payoff pitch here with 1 out. Bottom of the 5th, 7-4 lead for the Rockford Rivets. Jason McLean on first. The reason why we're talking about Montana is Jason McLean, CM Rustler quarterback, beat me in the state semifinals. Big grudge against him. Ended my Montana football career. McLean's going. And a hit right to Vanderwall. Vanderwall's going to throw to first as McLean had to scamper back to first there. But he was in there safely. So an F9. And good old McLean still at first there, so we can still talk about him if you want.
Well, here's my biggest question. What was your high school? What high school was it again?
The Helena High School Bengals.
Why were you called the Bengals? There's no Bengals in Montana.
Yeah, well, there's not
Like
Bengals in Alabama, or there's not Tigers in Alabama, but they're the Auburn Tigers. You know, I don't know what you want from me. I don't choose the mascot.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
We had like
but
the
Bengals.
It was the Cincinnati Bengals logo, and it was just like maroon and silver, or maroon and silver and black and white. Maroon was our main go-to.
Power color.
Yeah, that's a power color.
It's a power color.
Wild pitch there advances McLean. Forstell. Oh, he didn't steal.
No, pass ball there.
Pass ball. I don't think it was pass ball. It was a wild pitch.
Wild.
Not same thing. Don't say same thing because they're not the same thing. 1-0. 2 outs here. McLean in scoring position on second. The 1-0 to Forstell. That one's on the inside. Count goes 2-0 to Forstell.
We get talking about football and the Bengals of Montana apparently, which, you know,
they're wild.
We like to have fun here, of course.
And just so you guys know, halfway to Christmas is June 25th. It happened on Monday.
I thought it was June 12 and a half. That's not
no,
right.
That's not how it works, Jason.
I was misinformed there by Jason.
I wouldn't take a lot of what Jason says seriously, I'm going to be honest. Unless he's talking about graphics. He's a really good graphics director.
Or the Diamondbacks.
Or the Diamondbacks. He's probably on point when he's talking about the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I bet he knows more about the Diamondbacks than me.
The 3-0 pitch to Forstell from the southpaw, Jimmy Burnett, and that one misses, and it's going to actually get by for a wild pitch. Maybe a pass ball. That one was closer to a pass ball than the last one.
Yeah, it's a tough play. And again, we see Jimmy Burnett here struggling with his accuracy a little bit here. Got 2 outs, though. No harm done yet.
Runners on the corner, though, and a big at-bat here from the leadoff man, Jake Snyder. Last time up at a big infield. It was a double play opportunity, but he legged out a single, swings and misses there. The first pitch from Burnett. That one's at 85. So he almost finished the inning on a ground ball, but he has the wheels to put himself on base, and he ended up scoring on that 3-run home run. And there's a strike there on a 71-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch.
And we both know how important that was because 2 batters later, Jake Randa hit a bomb over the left field wall to put the Mallards up 7-4, which is currently the score we sit at right now.
Scored Snyder and Schwecky. That one's in the dirt. McLean was halfway home.
Yeah.
And he turns around. Thought better of that one. A good block by Wyatt Mascarella to keep a 7 on the scoreboard for Madison. Won't matter here, though, if Snyder's able to get on with the hit.
Yeah, Burnett with the walk prior to this at bat, but only the second walk of the game allowed by the two pitchers for the Rivets. Snyder had his troubles, but only allowed one walk.
That one's going to hit the ribs of Jake Snyder, and the training staff immediately coming out. 87 miles per hour on the gun. Joe, how does that feel to get hit with an 87 mile per hour fastball to the ribs?
You know, I'd have to guess not very good, but it looked like Snyder there kind of was anticipating that ball to break a little bit. Kind of leaned into it like he was about to pull it. Obviously, no break.
Gingerly walking to first now, and a big jam for the Rivets here with this game threatening to get out of hand quickly. A 5-run bottom of the 4th. And right now, no runs in the bottom of the 5th, but the bases are juiced for Trevor Schwecke, who's 1 for 3 today. Also reached on a fielder's choice.
And again, 2 outs here, force anywhere. Jimmy Burnett trying to work out of this, but that's the 3rd hit batter allowed by the
Rivets.
2 pitchers for the Rivets today, which something we don't see a lot.
Looks like third base ump Jordan Peterson is going on to home plate, kind of kicking off some dirt off the mound there and everything. Justin Walker, Wyatt Mascarello, both talking with Jimmy Flo.
He's got gray hair, Scott.
He does. It's on point.
It is.
Limited time this last year at University of Illinois Champaign as Joe headbangs out to the song here at Warner Park.
Got to get something going here. Let's see if Jimmy can
get us
the
out
power.
of it. That one's on the inside. Going to be a wild pitch right back to Wyatt Mascarella. And
got him. Oh,
and a close play over there at third. Called safe by third base umpire Jordan Peterson. And so the backstop here at Rivet Stadium,
Madison.
Where are we?
We're in Madison. Just trying to help you out, man. Obviously, that's the benefit of having that brick wall back there, as Mascarella didn't even lead the batter's circle there. It came right back to him. He barehanded it and about threw out McLean there at third. McLean stopped in his tracks.
Close play for sure. Swing and a miss there from Schwecke, and a very critical strike in this very critical at-bat. A hit here from Schwecke. This game gets out of hand, and I think really deflates the confidence of this Rivets team that's still trying to ride off that 2-run top of the second. Ooh, that one just misses at 72 miles per hour on the outside edge. Count goes 2-1.
Yeah, nice backdoor breaking ball there by Burnett, and it maybe just off the plate. Looked like a strike from up here, but see if he can do something just like that right now.
2-1, and it's going to be right to Hal Hughes. Hal Hughes will field and throw to first. Corey Wright, close play over at first. He leaped to make a nice snag off a high throw from Hal Hughes, and there's a pause from first base ump Kellen Martin before he has a dramatic strikeout or a dramatic out call at first. We'll be right back to see where the Rockford Rivet offense is in 90 seconds. Back here for the top of the 6th inning. First pitch to Cade Bunnell goes outside, and he's ahead 1-0. Sean Leland back out on the mound for his 6th inning of work. 71 pitches in the first 5. That one fouled back by Bunnell. Bunnell played last year in Madison, and he's from Wisconsin and has decided this summer to spend it with Brian Smith and the Rockford Rivets, but, you know, a lot of connections with him at this ballpark. Tough hop for the shortstop, Schwecke. Didn't move a lot at the beginning of that one. Let's see if we can get an official call on that. And it will be an error for Schwecke, as he wasn't able to handle the tough hop. But just like that top of the 2nd inning rally, that 4 runs came across the board for the Rivets, you'll get on any way you can.
Oh, absolutely. And like we also mentioned before that, Rivets used that last time, and you got to be able to take advantage of situations like that, especially when you play a team like the Madison Mallards.
Called strike there for Mason Template, went yard. His last game here at Warner Park, the first game for the Rivets here. Swings on that one, goes opposite side of the field. It's going to be a tough one, and it's going to get down in left field. And Bunnell will hold at second, or at third, and Template will be at second. So all sorts of action now from the Rivets bats that have been quiet since the top of the 2nd.
Yeah, Template 3rd time reaching base today. First time on a fielder's choice, 2nd time on a single, and now with a double here.
It was in that big rally. It was Cade Bunnell to start off. He got to first on a hit by pitch, got to first on error now.
Correct.
And then Template was able to get on with a fielder's choice there, but you know, a double here. I'll take the double over the fielder's choice.
Absolutely.
We're saying get on any way possible, but if you get on without getting your other guy out or whatever, you know, it works for me.
Yeah, and how about Template? I mean, he likes hitting in this park so far this year in 2 games. I want to say that's his 4th hit in just 2 games, and I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the game, hit a home run. This time a double that just tailed over the left fielder's head. That was a line drive.
Exactly. The 6'1", 190-pound sophomore from LSU Eunice spent his freshman year at LSU, then transferred to Eunice, won the JUCO National Championship with him. And that'll get through the legs of Schwecke. And now there's going to be a close play at third. And it's going to be safe at third. And 1 run will score. And so Hal Hughes gifted an RBI. But nonetheless, it was going to end up as a sacrifice hit, as Bunnell on third was coming home, and they weren't going to get Bunnell at home.
No.
But instead, runners on the corners and still no out, and then now a 7-5 lead, go-ahead run at the plate.
Yeah, and Bunnell taking advantage of errors both times by the shortstop there. Tough break, but Bunnell getting on from an error from the shortstop, and this time right between the legs.
There was a little bit of a question on the first hit by Bunnell.
Yeah, that was
whether
a tough play.
whether it was an error or not. He should have made the play. He didn't. It was credited as an error. That one, you have to make the play. The throw to second, and that's going to be off, and Schwecke can't handle that one. And I don't think that's going to go down as an error. It'll probably just go down as a stolen base, but all sorts of just craziness. And Schwecke, that he's really earned his worth at the plate today, but struggling this inning on defense. 2 runners in scoring position with no outs, tying run at second base. That one goes in there for a strike on Justin Walker. I think he disagreed. He shot his head back at Rob Knox to ask a few questions about that pitch. Count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, bold move there by Hal Hughes, stealing right there. I want to say the first pitch of the at-bat,
Yeah,
I believe.
it was.
But getting in good position here. 2 runners in scoring position for Justin Walker.
Swings on that one. That one is going to be a tough play for the second baseman, Snyder, and almost an infield hit for Walker. But Template will score. Runner, tying run on third. 7-6 ball game for Corey Wright, who had a big RBI double in that top of the second. You posted the Rally Monkey to the Twitter page, and all of a sudden, the Rally Monkey giving us some good juju here.
Yeah, you know, I just do what I do, Scott. I just do what I do. And right there, that was a nice play by Snyder at second base on the backhand.
Yeah, it was a tough hop for him.
Yeah, it looks like he grabbed it almost behind his body there, throwing out Justin Walker, who made it a close play at first, but pushing across. Another run there for the Rivets, bring them within 1.
Now the infield shifts in here, trying to stop a play at the plate, stop the tying run from coming home here in a 7-6 ball game. 1 out. Corey, that one's going to get by, and we're going to have a tie ball game again here. Wow. As it was rally time at Rivet Stadium, Hal Hughes scores, and Corey Wright, call him Mr. Clutch today with some big hits.
Yeah, we were talking about how he's struggled with hitting coming into the season. He hasn't been here that long, but we haven't seen a lot of hits from him. Today, 2 big hits from him, and he's killing it right now as he pushes that one in between the second and the first baseman, as looks like the last we will see today from Sean Leland as he walks off the field.
And a good outing for him altogether.
Yeah.
We'll get you his final line in a second when we come back and see who the new pitcher is. We'll be right back here on the Rivets Radio Network. New pitcher for the Madison Mallards is number 20, Carson Ragsdale. Ragsdale, a big drink of water on the mound. Throws a ball outside of Ryan Cole's strike zone to start the at-bat. Ragsdale sitting on 6'7", 215 pounds out of South Florida. Joe, how's he doing this year?
Oh, he's appeared in 11 innings so far for the Mallards, allowing just 3 hits, 1 earned run, and a good strikeout-to-walk ratio. 19 strikeouts to 5 walks on the season with a 0.81 ERA. So his stats speak for themselves, Scott, and like you mentioned, he is a big guy out there on the mound, towering over Ryan Cole.
5'11" Ryan Cole. 1-1 pitch after Ryan Cole fouls the last one off. The score is 7-7. Corey Wright on first. That one misses zone. Count goes 2-1. Final line for Leland. 8 hits allowed, 7 runs, 4 of those earned runs. The 3 that were not earned were the ones that came home this inning already. 2 strikeouts, no walks, but a hit by pitch. Corey Wright's going, and that one's crushed by Ryan Cole. It's going back at the track, the wall, touch 'em all, Ryan Cole. Goodbye, baseball, and we have a Rivets lead here. Ryan Cole's first home run of the summer.
And that is not somebody you would expect to hit one over the wall for the Rivets. Ryan Cole. Now he's towering over him.
Oh, my
with
goodness.
With a shot to left field there.
We were kind of making fun of him a little bit after
to an extent.
Being not really making fun, but dwarfed a little bit on the mound by the 6'7" Ragsdale. And, oh, my goodness, he got all of that ball and rocked it over the left field fence. And, wow. I
did not the guy we expected it, but
it's
we're not going to
9-7 Rivets. And Brennan Reback threatens to bunt, and it's in there for a called strike. What were you about to say?
Also on the first pitch of the at-bat there. And how about Ryan Cole? I mean, the nice part about not playing at Rivets Stadium is a ball like that. That was a line shot. Don't know if it would have made it out at home, but
more defensive troubles as Reback hits that one right by first base, and I don't know what that's going to be credited as. That one was another tough play for Jake Randa to make over there on first.
That
and
might go down as an error, I would think. I don't know if we'll check the official score here.
Yeah, Joe, explain to people who might not be that familiar why that's an error compared to a hit.
Well, I would say it's a hard hit ball for one thing. I mean, like you mentioned, it could go either way, but a little bit of Olay defense there, and a ball hit right at the first baseman, you would think didn't go between his legs or anything, but I would consider that to be an error in that situation.
Yeah, and
not really a play where he had to go out of his way to go get the ball. Hit right at him, but as I mentioned, Olay right behind him.
Strike right down the middle there to Mascarella. So Reback on first. He's a threat to steal with 15 stolen bases in the Northwoods League this year. And it will be an error, as that pitch is in there for a ball, I believe. Count goes 1-1. Reback's going, and Mascarella's going to get a hit. Reback's going to boogie to third, and he's going to make it into third as the cutoff man takes it before there's even a play. And so runners on the corners with one out, and what a top of the sixth inning here for the Rockford Rivets. Everybody's finding their groove.
Yeah, and you know what? Brian Smith talked about shaking up the lineup, and apparently something's working, and he's the manager for a reason. And right now it looks like the Rivets are back in shape here, but you never want to count the Mallards out of a game, but right now the Rivets looking pretty good with the bats in their hand.
Yeah, it's all going to be on the bullpen now. Jimmy Flo, we saw him getting some pitches while the Mallards made their pitching change right in front of the dugout there, trying to keep his arm loose, as it's been a long time for him in the dugout. This inning has taken a while, and now it's Jacob Vanderwall. And I told you in the break before this inning, I said, if Vanderwall gets up in a clutch situation, got to mention the rally stash. He grew out his mustache, and it's shaved everything else, and he likes to call it the rally stash, and he's going to get a base hit there. And an RBI for the rally stash, and Jacob Vanderwall. Brennan Reback claps his hands as he comes across home plate, and after a long, it seemed, drought of the Rivets bats,
seriously,
they've come alive here in the top of the second and the top of the sixth. 5 runs across, a 10-7 lead, and only one out, with runners on first and second for the Rivets. Wow.
Yeah, Connor Ragsdale, since coming in right now, hasn't had a lot of help from the fielders, obviously. We got the error there on the first baseman, but already given up 3 hits, and we find ourselves back where we started here for the Rivets is Cade Bunnell with his second at-bat of the inning.
He reached and scored on an error by the shortstop, Trevor Schwecke. Ragsdale misses on the first pitch. Count goes 1-0. Oh, my word. We're going to need some long, deep breaths after this one, as your scorecard over there is filling up.
I'm sure there's a way to do this, but I can't figure out how to do this.
I think you just go to the 7th inning and hope that it all works itself out.
I'll carry it over there, carry the one.
Yeah.
I was never good at math.
Yeah, we're not math majors. We shouldn't be having to do this. Come on now. So Ragsdale, tough for him thus far. Hasn't even gotten an out. and hasn't gotten help from his defense, but that one's on the inside. Count goes full. One ball away from loading the bases for Mason Template on deck. Oh, my word. 10-7 ball game here. One out, runners on first and second. Ragsdale would love a double play ball, and he's going to get
nice play.
Maybe a chance, but it's going to be lost by the first baseman, Randa, and the bases are going to be loaded. Randa got up and was about to throw it to the shortstop, Schwecke, and instead lost it on the handle there, and bases are loaded for Mason Template.
Yeah, again, with a play like that, I would think might be listed as a hit, but I don't know. He fielded the ball cleanly. It was just on the shuffle of the pitcher that everything went wrong there.
Yeah, he now they got infield in again here. Randa working his way all the way to the edge of the infield grass. Third baseman Plantier a similar way. That one fouled back in the first chance there. Do we got an update? And it will be a fielder's choice because he was looking at second trying to make that play, but a fielder's choice safe. So I forgot that was an option in the craziness is all. That one hits Mason Template on the ankle, and now we're going to get a hit by pitch. RBI scores 11-0 now, and disaster this inning for the Madison Mallards. And they're going to need, they have the top offense, in my opinion, in the Northwoods League, and they're going to need them in full swing for the rest of this game. But this game's lasting a while. We got a game at 6:35, guys. Keep the lights on for us at Rivets Stadium because it might take us a while to get back. And now Donnie Scott's going to come out and talk with Carson Ragsdale. He might yank him here after not being able to get an out. Yes, he will. Ragsdale,
tough outing there for the big guy.
That's a tough outing for Ragsdale. The hit by pitch was enough for Donnie Scott. We'll take another break. It's 11-7 here with one out, bases loaded, top of the sixth. There's a new pitcher after a tough outing for Carson Ragsdale. One hit by pitch, 2 earned runs, 3 runs allowed total. And out of the 6 batters faced, he could get nobody out. And the score is now blown to 11-7 for the Rockford Rivets. The new pitcher is the sidewinder southpaw, Mr. Turner French stands 6'5", 190, so maybe Donnie Scott thinking I need to go a little bit shorter on the mound as the first pitch misses there for Hal Hughes. Also getting the lefty on righty matchup here. Only 4 appearances for Turner French this year. Picked up the win against the Wisconsin Woodchucks. So 1-0 record, 6.35 ERA in 4 games played. Misses again. Count goes to 2-0. 7 strikeouts to 3 walks, 7 hits allowed, 5 2/3 innings pitched on the year. Plays his college ball at St. John's. So if he can last if the Rivets bats can last a few more batters, maybe he'll see his teammate Wyatt Mascarella. Ooh, wow, that one right under the arms of Hal Hughes. He hasn't even swung at a Turner French pitch yet, and he's ahead 3-0. Bases loaded here. Long pause from Turner French, gets the sign from Forstell, the catcher. The 3-0. That one misses high, and another run is going to be coming home. The last one came on a hit by pitch. This one comes on a 4-pitch walk from Turner French. And if you're Donnie Scott, the Mallards manager, what are you telling your pitchers? What are you telling your batters? What are you telling your team right now?
Well, like we mentioned earlier, they're in first place for a reason, and right now I wouldn't consider any game against the Madison Mallards over yet. Bullpen's having their struggles, obviously, and we haven't seen this from Madison in a long time. I don't know the last time they allowed this many runs as a game.
High fly ball from Justin Walker and a big run by the right fielder Vinsky, but it's going to be a perfect location that nobody can advance on a sac fly. So finally, after I feel like Madison has waited a year for their second out of the inning, they got it, courtesy of a Justin Walker pop out to right field. First pitch there.
Walker, the only one not getting in the action in this inning. He also made the first out.
That's tough.
A while back, but you know what? He's a team player. I'm sure he'll be just fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you get 10 runs to come across the plate, 8 runs to come across the plate this inning,
correct,
I'm sure you'll take it. Cold strike there to Corey Wright. Counts 0-1 for him.
How about the Rockford Rivets putting up 12 runs in 6 innings, something we have not seen from them. And we mentioned Brian Smith as Corey Wright fouls that one off there. Brian Smith shaking up the lineup a bit, and it appears to be working.
Not necessarily new guys, but new spots in the order.
Rearranged just a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Jenga.
Yeah.
A Jenga puzzle.
Yeah.
Puzzle? What do we call it? Jenga game? He's kind of
Jenga's
sliding guys out, putting them at the top and the bottom, and that one's on the outside for a ball.
Good analogy right there.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm a worldly man.
I don't like to compliment you
very
a lot,
cultured.
but that was nice.
Counts 1-2.
I'm a worldly man.
This game is already over 2 hours, and we need to
get back to Rockford.
We need to get back to Rockford. My mom just texted me and said dinner is ready.
Did she?
I'm kidding. That was a joke.
What's for dinner? Oh.
My mom doesn't live in Rockford. You know that.
I do know that.
You know that.
Montana.
Count, another ball there. Count goes even 2-2 for Corey Wright. Last time up earlier this inning, he singled to right field. 8 of these batters were part of the rallying. Justin Walker got his RBI earlier this game, I think. So everybody's getting something, I guess. But the count misses. The ball misses outside there. Count goes full for 3-2. And French threatening to walk home another batter. But also he doesn't want to put a meatball in there and let Corey Wright get some runs home the harder way. The 3-2. Runners going, swing and a miss from Corey Wright to end the inning, but 8 runs across the board, and Madison has an uphill battle. Let's see how their offense responds in just a few moments. Jake Randa will lead us off here to start the bottom of the 6th. He swings first pitch, and he's on with a one-pitch single. So the Madison Mallards waste no time trying to answer here as Jake Randa, who is partially responsible for some of those runs with an error or a fielder's choice at first that ended up not working out for him, is on trying to do what he can do. Bottom of the 6th here at Warner Park. Rockford Rivets lead the Madison Mallards 12-7. Jimmy Burnett on the mound. Fouled back, and Mascarella doesn't even have to move as that ball goes perfectly off the backstop and rolls right back into his glove. Burnett had a long time off last inning, and it's tough for a pitcher as trying to see how he reacts now to the rest. I'm sure Brian Smith has some sort of plan ready in the bullpen to make sure that if Jimmy Burnett doesn't respond to having to get so cold and then warm back up, again fouled back, count goes 2-1 or 1-2.
Yeah, Mallards definitely a team, as mentioned multiple times, but I'm going to mention it again. Never count them out of a game, and this could be a high-scoring affair. It already is, and we're only in the 6th inning.
Yeah, we got another game to go today.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even imagine that one. Hopefully you tune in on the Northwoods League webcast for that one. Should be another good one. Both these teams fighting. Ooh, that one misses the zone. And Mascarella thought he was going to get the call from home plate umpire Rob Knox, so he didn't frame that as long and wanted to make sure that Randa wasn't boogieing over there on first. And count goes 2-2.
There's a lot of boogieing going on today.
I like the term boogieing. That one misses again. Count goes full at 3-2. A lot of these are close at right around home plate. Full count pitch now. Burnett does not want to put 2 on with no outs. Plantier, one of the top batters on this team, misses outside. Count's going to go full. Or count's going to end on a walk there.
And if you're manager Brian Smith, with this lead over the first place Mallards, you got to be wondering at what point do you have someone warming up in your bullpen. We don't have the luxury of being able to see if he is warming up anyone in the bullpen, but
wish we had a camera down there. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be. You would think that this would be the place.
This would be the place. Yeah.
But
see some action going on at least.
Unfortunately, we do not, and Burnett is still in the game, but no harm done yet.
2 or no outs, 2 on. Misses again, and Burnett's struggling to find the strike zone here. Had a long top of the 6th where his offense came to play, but he was waiting in the bullpen or waiting in the dugout. He got some warm-ups on some of the pitching changes, but it's hard to replicate coming out here at game speed. Mascarella snags that one as it's high and outside, and he's had enough. He's going to go talk with Burnett to try and get this game in check. Burnett needs an out here, and yeah, it will be interesting to see how long manager Brian Smith allows this to go on before reaching in the bullpen. I don't know who he reaches to, but I'm sure if the Rivets continue to have the lead, Gazowski could be a name we see pretty soon. He's had a few days off. He hasn't had an appearance in a couple days, so it could be Gazowski's game sooner rather than later. Swung on, double play opportunity. Hal Hughes flips to second for 1, throws to first. Safe at first.
Yeah, slow throw there by Mason Template. Not really sure what was going on there. Might have just came off of his hands a little weird, but
maybe an aggressive slide by Plantier over there on first. Didn't look anything dirty, but enough to break up the double play. But 1 out is on the scoreboard now, so that's some sigh of relief. And Burnett at this point getting 2 on with no outs, maybe just trying to minimize the damage. Randa on third, and a hungry Jace McClain at the plate. McClain 1 for 2, hit by pitch as well Also reached on a drop third strike. Ball there, misses. 1-0. 1 out, runners on the corners. Rockford Rivets lead the Madison Mallards 12-7. Swings on that one, and it's going to get down, so an RBI for Jace McLean. And the Rockford Rivets have been answered by the Madison Mallards of an RBI single from Jace McLean after Jake Randa got on with a one-pitch single to start the inning.
Never count these guys out. Keep saying it. And here come the Mallards right now. 1 out for Burnett. Again, we mentioned that there might be some action going on in the Rivets bullpen, but it's a 4-run game now and a lot of time left in this game. Only the 6th inning.
Yeah, there is a lot of action that can happen in a couple innings. First pitch there, breaking ball, 70 miles per hour, misses just high. Count goes 1-0. During Plantier's at bat, swing there, goes into left field, and it's going to get down and maybe another run. Vanderwall thinks about throwing home, doesn't. And it will be a RBI single for Drew Campbell as Vinsky scores now. And now all sorts of little things that happened earlier this inning, or this half inning, you can tell, coming back to haunt Jimmy Burnett and the Rivets. A couple of those close strike calls, they were called balls, just missed the zone. If you get one of those, if you get the double play, this inning could be over with nobody or only 1 run coming across the board. Instead, there's 1 out and runners on the corners, and 2 have already come across. Called strike in there to start the at-bat for Justice Bigby.
So many hits in this game. I'm having a hard time keeping up with my scorecard, Scott. At least we get to see some runs. We haven't got to see a lot of runs.
Yeah. Well, you haven't at Rivets
I haven't,
Stadium.
yeah.
That one's going to be right up the middle. A chance and a bobble for Mason Template, and it's probably going to be an error for Template as he was thinking about touching second, and so all sorts of craziness right now, and this game's a 2-run game now after it was 5 runs just a few pitches ago, it feels like.
Yeah, and here comes manager Brian Smith out for the Rivets. Talking to Jimmy Burnett. Right there, it looked like Template might have thought that him and Hughes looked like they were having a hard time debating on which one would get that. That ball going right up the middle, right over second base. Template getting there before Hughes, but I think that having Hughes coming at him so fast might have thrown him off a bit, causing him to bobble that ball, bouncing right off of his glove.
Yeah, and
he gets the error on the play, it looks like.
It's tough to see as he could have. It was going to be a tough play at second as it looked like he was going to field the ball right in front of second, but he definitely could have gotten Bigby over at first if he fields that cleanly, and instead everybody's safe, and McLean comes home, and now go-ahead run for the Mallards is at the plate. First pitch there, misses. Count goes 1-0 for Jesse Forstell, the catcher. 0 for 1 is Forstell with 2 walks today. The 1-0. Campbell on second. That one hits the strike zone and a sigh of relief maybe there for Jimmy Burnett.
Yeah, all he needs to see is 1 strike go across the plate, maybe get his confidence up a little bit. All it takes is a ground ball. Hopefully the Rivets can get a double play if that happens.
The 1-1. That one is a ground ball. Hal Hughes probably just going to go for the safe play at first, and 1 more out for the Rivets to get out of this disastrous bottom of the 6th for them, as both teams have been lighting up the scoreboard here in Madison in this 6th inning.
Big second out there for the Rivets.
And what it's going to do is it's going to take away sacrifice opportunities with runners on second and third. A base hit could tie this ball game, but any out will end this inning.
It looks like we got a pinch hitter here for the Madison Mallards, number 13, Garrett
Ruber.
Cooper.
Keeber. It's actually Keeber.
Chase Keeter. That's how we know.
That's how we know we were told accordingly. So Garrett Keeber now out of Chatsworth, California, 5'9", 180 pounds. Pinch hitting for Jake Snyder in the leadoff spot. Sees a ball to start his at-bat with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. Another ball there. Count goes to 2-0.
Keeber batting .215 on the year. 7 walks to 10 strikeouts. 6 RBIs with no homers on the year.
What do you think manager Donnie Scott's trying to do with this pinch hitting substitution?
Maybe try to find somebody to give him a spark here. Obviously, we got a rally going here for the Mallards, but Snyder had an error. Did he have an error last inning? I don't believe he did. I'm not really sure here, but Snyder.
We're going to kind of get lost in the sauce.
There's
at
a
this
lot
point.
of stuff going on here, but I don't know. Interesting move here.
3-0 coming to Keeber.
It's going to be a long day for both teams. Might have something to do with the doubleheader.
Here's the pitch. That one finds the strike zone. Critical strike there for Burnett, trying not to walk the bases loaded and put the go-ahead run at first. Tying run on second right now. That was an 85-mile-per-hour pitch to light up the strike column for the first time this at-bat. 3-1. Swings on. High fly ball. Reback tracking it in center field, but it will be Vanderwall coming over from right field. So a little bit of trouble this inning. A little bit for the Rivets defense. But they retain the lead after it's all said and done, 12-10 going into the 7th inning. Back here in the top of the 7th. Last inning, the Rockford Rivets scored 8 runs on 5 hits and 3 errors by the Mallards, and then the Mallards scored 3 runs on 3 hits and an error by the Rivets. 38 pitches for the 3 Mallards pitchers that took the mound, and 24 pitches for Jimmy Burnett in the bottom of the 6th. It was a long inning for sure, and probably the single inning that we're going to look back that pushes the start time of 6:35 at Rivet Stadium tonight. Delay a little bit because you can't start a game if you don't have the players.
Very true, yeah. I mean, I don't know. The interns might be able to fill in. I know we got some ball players there as Ryan Cole strikes out.
I think we could have who's the starting pitcher of the Rivets? Mississippi Matt? He's a tall guy.
He is, yeah. I don't know. He seems like a power
First
thrower.
baseman. I think
I
Mississippi
think
Mac
pitcher
goes-
might be Jason.
Oh, you're-
Truthfully, I'm gonna go with Jason.
I like my outfield of Neil,
Neil's an outfielder for sure.
Zach, and Joey.
Yeah, Joe's got a strong arm.
Like UW Whitewater Joey.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
yeah. Go Hawks.
Foul ball there. Count goes 0-1. Maybe Joey could be a middle infielder too, though.
Yeah, like a second baseman,
Yeah.
something like that.
Who's our leadoff man? Who's the fastest intern?
Joey's he's a base or football player at Whitewater. He's probably the most athletic person, I would think. I think Fran's shortstop. I'm gonna go with Fran. Fran's shortstop.
Fran shortstop for
Fran's
sure.
my guy.
The 1-1 with one out upcoming to Reback. Swings on that one. High foul ball. Going to go out of play here. Oh, wow. That clonked on the top here. Scared me a little bit.
I'm just gonna give us the title of the managers.
Yeah, we're definitely top baseball IQ, I think.
Yeah, if we do
Out
say
of
so
the
we
intern. I mean,
ourselves.
could be Jason.
Could be. Jason's
Jason
kind of
could
like
play
the
every
Jackie
position.
Moon of our franchise.
Swung on and missed by Brennan Reback. He's going to strike out. Turner French minimized the damage last inning. Did walk home a run, but other than that, he's been good thus far, and now he's going to see what he can do against Wyatt Mascarella, his St. John's teammate. And let's see if there's any sort of camaraderie between these two.
Mascarella 2 for 4 on the day, 2 singles. See if he can stay hot. Just about everyone on the Rivets have been hot today.
Turner French, an East Coast guy, though, out of Connecticut. That's a hit, and Mascarella gets the better of his St. John's pitcher. And I think that's one of the funnest parts about watching this league is seeing guys play their teammates.
I think definitely that's a lot of fun for both sides for sure. And you get a little bit of a chip on your shoulder when you're going up against, especially pitcher versus hitter, I would think, matchup.
Especially because and the interesting part about this is it's pitcher versus hitter, but also catcher. So they work very closely together.
Yeah,
As Wyatt Mascarella was a pretty consistent starter for the Red Storm this year, and pretty funny to see you facing down that guy. It's kind of like what they did in the Pro Bowl a couple years ago when they had like the fantasy draft version of it.
Yeah.
And well, part of the hype was what's it going to be like to see Richard Sherman guard Doug Baldwin and all that stuff. Big hit by Vanderwall, gonna not fly the way he wants and get down in center field. So not a 1-2-3 inning, but one single by Mascarella. Everybody else goes down with an out. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch. Schwecky sees the ball to start off the bottom of the 7th inning. Schwecky 1 for 4 today. A single, a couple ground outs, also reached on a fielder's choice. Joe, what are your thoughts on this game thus far?
Not something I'm used to, being I don't travel too much. Pass ball there from Jimmy Burnett. Yeah, a lot of runs. Again, something I'm not used to. 22 total runs, scored 12-10. Rivets bats coming alive today. We've seen a lot of production after the mix-up here from manager Brian Smith, moving around people in the order. As you mentioned, same guys, just different spots.
It's going to be a 4-pitch walk to start off the inning there. Not what Jimmy Burnett wants, and Brian Smith, I think, making the call to the bullpen right now. He gave Burnett one chance, and instead he makes the call to the bullpen. Let's see if they can see through the hole and be on top of it there. Long pause, and there will be a new batter coming out as Chase Keeter opens the door. And a big moment of suspicion here. And who we got?
Yeah, the anticipation's kind of fun, though, coming out of the dugout.
Yeah, I love the door open. It's like, what's behind door number 2?
It's probably a relief pitcher.
It is Nolan Gazowski, I think, right?
That's what I see.
Looks like Gaz.
Yeah.
The Big Z. He's going to take some warm-up pitches. We'll be right back to tell you about the Big Z. Back here, Nolan Gazowski taking his final warm-up pitches. That one clocks in at 91 miles per hour. I'll tell you what, his fastball is what we call fast, Joe.
Yeah, I would have to say so. Nolan Gazowski, 6'6" pitcher from Ball State. So far this season, he's pitched 11 1/3 innings. Occasionally struggles with his walks, but 11 walks to 18 strikeouts with a 4.77 ERA this season and 2 saves. So when he's on, but occasionally we'll see him have his struggles, and right now we hope that that is not the case as he faces Jake Randa, who is currently 2 for 4 on the day and has reached base 3 times. He also has a home run today as well.
Yeah, and he is the tying run at the plate right now. Ball to start off Gazowski's outing. Gazowski, his ERA got blown up in that game against Green Bay, where he came on bottom of the 9th with a 5-run lead. walked, hit batters. Next thing you know, 5 runs come across the board on his stat sheet, you know.
Right.
And after the game, Brian Smith was talking about it, and he says, you know, those are the type of games that kill a pitcher's ERA, and you only get through 1/3 innings of work. You allow 5 earned runs. It's going to take you 10 different outings, a month to get that back.
Right, and Brian Smith understands that, but he's also a guy that willing to give his guys a second chances. There's a fly ball into center field. Rebat gathers underneath that for the easy out. But, yeah, you know, Brian Smith has a lot of confidence in all of his pitchers, I would say. And Gazowski was right back in, I want to say, maybe 2 days later and pitched very well. I think he went 2 innings and didn't allow any runs and had a couple strikeouts as well.
It was something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Was I close?
It was against Kenosha. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Okay, yeah, there we go. See, I remember these things, but like I was saying, Brian Smith, a lot of confidence in his pitchers, and we see him out there regularly. Still, obviously, one of the better pitchers on this team as well.
Definitely somebody that Brian Smith trusts, and as a ball there goes high, count goes 1-0, 1 out. Schwecke on first, a threat to steal, the leader in steals for the Mallards this year. A 91-mile-per-hour fastball, though, gets to Mascarall behind the plate that much quicker. 1-0, that one's on the inside, almost got Plantier, who's 2 for 3 today. But his last time out, a bold move. What I saw is a bold move. I was on the radio call at that point, and again, it was the same situation. Team up by a couple runs in Green Bay, save opportunity for Gazowski, and he brought him on. And after the game, I asked Brian about it, and he said, you know, it's his job to go out there and throw strikes and get outs. And he said, I didn't really buy it from him. He said he's forgotten about the last time. I think Gazowski in a little bit, it's the same place. Bottom of the ninth, it's a clutch situation. But there's a high fly ball from Plantier, and it's going to get out of the ballpark.
Plantier, once again, he's been a rivet killer this season, Scott.
He has been a screw melter.
He really has, and right there, he just tied the game. We got a 12-12 score now.
Wow.
No shortage of runs here. You know, Gazowski coming in, I wouldn't consider that too big of a deal for. I mean, obviously a big deal, but Plantier's just a good hitter.
Now he's just giving himself a save opportunity, I guess. Or, I mean, a win opportunity instead of a save opportunity.
Right, and one of those runs is not earned, so shouldn't hurt his ERA as bad.
As bad. 12-12 ball game here, bottom of the 7th after a Tyler Plantier home run. That one's high and in on David Vinsky, who is 0 for 4 today. But he did score after the fielder's choice last inning.
And this is really a hitter's park. And we have 3 home runs today, all of them to left field. Ryan Cole hit one in about the exact same spot for the Rivets back in their big rally.
I'd love to see if those balls go out in Rivet Stadium because it seems like they crush it, but
I don't think they would. There's a low fence out there, and if I would say the average person would be about maybe chest high, I would say, that wall in left field.
Yeah. Right under the armpit, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that would have been out at Rivet Stadium, but I guess we'll find out later tonight. We'll have to compare the two. But we're back basically at 0-0 there as Gazowski walks Vinsky there. Still 1 out here, 12-12. The bottom of the 7th as we see Jace McClain approach the plate. He is 2 for 4 on the day, 2 singles. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Got on base in the 2nd on a drop 3rd strike and later came around to score. A lot of at-bats for just about everybody today.
Everybody's going to get that 5th at-bat and probably a 6th at-bat. Cold strike there to start off his at-bat as he showed bunt and pulled back.
It's been a long day, Scott.
It has been a long
ups and downs.
It's going to get longer, Joe.
We're not even halfway
there. Got to lock and load for a second broadcast. You can catch us on the call as Vinsky's going. That's going to be a ground ball. Gazowski covering first well. And it will be a 3-1 ground out, but Vinsky will advance to second as he had a good call to try and steal there, and really no chance for a play at second. So runner and go-ahead run is in scoring position at second, and it will be Campbell at the plate now. I mean, everybody in both lineups has done something today, and it seems like, especially going into tonight when we're going to be fresh off of seeing this,
Yeah.
There's never going to be a time when you can rest. High fly ball there. If it gets down, it will be a lead for the Madison Mallards, and it does. As you can probably tell by the fan reaction here, some fans standing in ovation, and the Mallards now lead 13-12. This is just a shootout.
Yeah,
An old Wild West shootout.
Yeah, 2 outs there. Vinsky running on anything there and easily scores from second base as Campbell gets his 3rd hit of the day. Now we see Justice Bigby.
He's got a hit today as well.
Just about everyone's got a hit today.
Just about everybody's got a hit today. Check. Excuse me. Pickoff attempt over to first there. As Campbell's back in there safe, but it was just a perfectly hit ball from Campbell there that went right over the head of the second baseman, Mason Template, who's been playing more third than second. That one's fouled back. Bigby stumbled there. Hopefully he's all right. As cranked that one a little too hard. 13-12 ball game here, bottom of the 7th. 1 on and 2 outs for the Madison Mallards.
25 hits between the two teams and 25 runs as well.
That is absolutely absurd, especially if you talk about what we've been seeing at Rivets Stadium. Not the kind of runs that these guys have been putting up today. There's a ball there and a stolen base by Campbell. Now more insurance in scoring position for the Mallards.
But it's been a long game, and I would not count the Rivets out of this, as we did not count the Mallards out of it. As Bigby strikes out there to end the inning, but the damage is done. The Mallards take the lead now, 13-12, going into the top half of the 8th.
3 runs on 2 hits and 22 pitches. We'll be right back to see if the Rivets can answer back. We're back here, bottom of the 7th inning. Cade Bunnell sees a ball to start off his 5th plate appearance of the afternoon. The thing about Cade Bunnell, every rally has started with him as he swings and is going to ground out to the second baseman there. Okay, maybe never mind. Maybe the baseball gods heard me saying that and told me to shut up.
That's a real thing, too. It really is.
Oh, no. Yeah, every rally had started with Cade Bunnell. That was his 3rd at-bat in the last 2 innings. And he grounds out on the 4-3 play there. New pitcher for the Madison Mallards, Nicholas Morales. 2-pitch at-bat to Bunnell there. Ball inside on template there as we are in the top of the 8th now. Hit by template back at the track, and the right fielder Vinsky will track it down. It was a long hit from template, though, trying to find a second hit of the season at Warner Park.
The crowd gave a little moan there, and that ball came off the bat. I think they were thinking, here we go again.
Yeah, the way this is going, if I was the crowd, I wouldn't expect anything less.
Morales, the new pitcher on the mound, just finished his freshman year at San Jose State. Has pitched 11 1/3 innings this year, 6 earned runs, 1-0 record with 20 strikeouts compared to 4 walks. Pretty good ratio there, Scott.
Appeared 2 appearances ago.
Yes.
Against the Rockford Rivets in that 14-inning affair at Rivets Stadium. He threw 3 innings and allowed only 1 hit and no runs. High fly ball from Hal Hughes, and it will get into the glove of the right fielder Vinsky, so a little web gem to end the 1-2-3 inning for the Madison Mallards. They lead 13-12 going into the bottom of the 12th. Jesse Forstill will lead off the bottom of the 8th here. The Rivets will have their last chance to make another rally and come back in the top of the 9th coming up, but first they need to limit the Mallards bats. And a called strike there to start off the at-bat for Jesse Forstill. Solid contact there by Forstill. Vanderwall sliding over, and it's going to get gone. It is just going to get into the duck blind over there in right field, and looked like Vanderwall had it tracked the whole way, but he ran out of room.
Yeah, that little lip there, the middle section of the duck blind that hangs over, barely caught that one, almost like the basket at Wrigley Field. The ball just landed right in there and just out of the reach of Vanderwall. Again, me and you, hard to tell if that ball was going to go out. Vanderwall was settling under it, but nonetheless, Score stands at 14-12 after the home run.
14-12 now. And this is a pitcher's nightmare, this ballpark.
Yeah, if you like pitching duels, this is not the game.
If you like pitching duels, come down to Rivets Stadium tonight.
Yeah.
For what can only be forecasted as a pitching duel. Big swing and a miss there from Garrett Keeber. Came on to pinch hit. One of the few batters to not reach base thus far, but because he pinch hit.
Right, one at bat. I will say this, though, at Rivets Stadium, that one might have been out considering our Schreiber Law deck out there in right field. There's a possibility. So we're 1 for 4 there on ball. Well, yeah, I'll say 1 for 4.
The 0-2 pitch misses high. Count goes 1-2 for Keeber versus Gazowski. 14-12 ball game here. Nobody on, nobody out. Jesse Forstell with a leadoff home run. That's the second time he's hit a home run against the Rivets this season. That one's going to get down, and now one of the few Mallards who hasn't reached base just got on base with a hit.
Doesn't surprise me. Everyone gets on base.
You get a base. You get a base.
And, I mean, both teams have very good pitching. It has nothing to do with that. I just think at the same time, both teams are getting hot at the exact same time. The Rivets haven't hit like this in a while, and we got the bats going today, but the Mallards just answered. And
they are a never-say-die team for sure.
Absolutely.
That's the reason that they're only a few games away from clinching the first half South Division title and booking a spot in the NWL playoffs. They might win the second half, too. I mean, Kalamazoo definitely going to make a bit at it. Keeber's going. High foul ball. Keeber's going to have to go back to first as it gets out of play. Count goes to 0-2.
World Cup update. Brazil, I believe I just had it here. Brazil beats Serbia 2-0. Switzerland and Costa Rica ended in a 2-2 draw. Switzerland and Brazil both advance on to the knockout stage.
Joe, who do you have win the World Cup right now?
Switzerland.
I thought you just said you were a fan. I didn't think you actually.
I'm in it long haul, man. They're dedicated to the Swiss. They're Swiss, and they're army knives
and their cheese.
Yeah, Swiss cheese, everything. Think about all the things the Swiss have done for us.
Well, we are in Wisconsin. You got to give some respect to the cheese in Wisconsin.
Yeah, a lot of Wisconsin's German, though.
Keeber's going again, and that's going to be a single for Schwecke. Keeber thought about going to third, but he doesn't. And so another single. What's the hit count we're at right now?
We are at...
I got 28.
I would assume you are... Yes, you are correct. You are correct.
I'm always right.
Wait. Yes, you're 28. Wow.
28 hits, 5 errors, and 26 runs.
A little bit of everything.
Except for defense.
Right.
First pitch there. Randa.
Nice play.
Randa with a nice line drive to Corey Wright and double him up. Young Mercer Bear.
And Corey Wright having a nice game today.
At the plate, I'm struggling.
I was going to say 2 for 4 with a double and a single. I believe you can add a couple RBIs in there as well. Yes, he's got 2 RBIs in the day. Showing off his glove there.
Yeah. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife, as we're talking about Switzerland. Kind of a Swiss Army knife at the defensive position. He's DH'd. He's played first. He's played also around the infield and the outfield. He can kind of play anywhere. Also a good pinch running option. That one is a foul ball to start off Tyler Plantier's at bat. Tyler Plantier dug his knife into the heart of Rivets fans with a home run last inning to tie this game
he's
up.
Done that.
Yeah, he is.
He's a Rivet killer.
A Rivet killer. That's his nickname. Let's see if that catches on.
Probably. We're good with nicknames. I don't like that one as much.
Swing and a miss there as Kozowski tries to get some sort of revenge on Plantier.
Again, the Rivets have had a good day at the plate. all day. So let's see if they can, Gazowski can get him out of this jam here. Got a runner on second and get the bat back in our hands and put some runs across the board.
The 0-2 fouled back, just stays alive. The Madison Mallards went ahead after the 8th inning, are 17-0. The Rockford Rivets went behind after the 8th inning, are 0-8. So we could see something.
Scott. Never tell me.
We could see something. Yeah, we know from some of the chances you took earlier with some World Cup teams that
easy now.
You don't like playing the odds. Swing and a miss there from Tyler Plantier.
Check yourself.
So a little bit of Big Z revenge there, but a home run by Forstell makes the difference at 2. The last chance for the Rockford Rivets coming up. Tune in. Don't go anywhere. I don't know why I'm telling you to tune in if you're already tuned in.
Stay tuned in.
Stay tuned in. We'll see you back here for the 9th. Back here at Rivet Stadium, last chance for the Rockford Rivets. In the top of the 9th, they're down 14-12. Justin Walker at the dish fouled off his first pitch. Down the left field line, the switch hitter from Indiana trying to spark some magic. Makes contact with that one. It's going to be a one-hopper and a barehanded play and safe at first. Justin Walker with a big hustle play, and Schwecke with a great play of his own there. Barehand throw to first, but, I mean, it's the 9th inning. You can't score 12 runs and come out of here with a loss. I'm sure that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, Schwecke again, one of those balls that's hard to read. He chose to sit back on it and wait for the hop instead of attacking it that time, and that might have been the difference between Walker being being safe at first base.
Oh my goodness, there's a hit. That's going to get through. Corey Wright is safe. At first, he's got a single. And now there's 2 on. No outs. Tying run at first. Go-ahead run at the plate. Ryan Cole, already a home run today for Mr. Cole.
Good time to get number 2 on the year, maybe. I don't know. That area has been utilized in left field at the stadium today.
I think they're going to run out of fans to have souvenirs at this point. Everybody's going to be getting a ball out there on that left field party porch. The 0-0. Cole threatens to bunt, but misses, and it's a bunt that he missed and a strike.
Good call there.
Take, like swing and a miss. You know what I'm. You know
I
what I'm
got no.
coming.
I totally get you.
I hope people listening know where I'm coming. 0-1 count. 2 on. No outs here. He shows bunt again. Here's the pitch from Morales. Fouled back by Cole, and now he's put himself in a tough situation.
Yeah, I understand that situation there, though. The third baseman having to cover with a runner on second. If Cole gets a good bunt down the third base line, he would be pretty easy to reach on first. But right now, I expect him to be swinging away here with 2 strikes, and let's see if he can stay hot on the day.
The first baseman, Jake Randa, is way in on the infield turf there. And Cole, the 0-2, off the outside of the plate. Count goes 1-2, and I think that's going to be all Randa needs to see to back up at least to the edge of the dirt. Man, is this high-scoring day or what? Mankato putting up 19 on Rochester today. They're up 19-4 in the top of the 8th there. The 1-2 pitch from Morales to Ryan Cole. And that's a called strike at 75 miles per hour. And Ryan Cole is not happy with the call. He is letting home plate umpire Rob Knox know it as he points to the spot that it went on the zone, and it was a breaking ball that just went on the inside of the plate. Jacob Vanderwall, who is now on deck, Jacob Vanderwall stands up just to grab his helmet and, taps him into the dugout there. It's tough to – what do you tell your teammate after they think they got robbed there?
I don't really think there is much to say in that situation. Better nothing said at all, perhaps, but with this game, you never know. Someone might have another chance, as we see Brennan Reback, whose last hit came in the second after a triple. Let's see if he can stay hot. After that, he has been silenced. He reached base on an error in the 6th inning, but he has been a part of every rally for the Rivets today, and let's see if he can continue that trend right now.
The 1-0. Thought about it, didn't go, called strike anyway. Count goes even at 1-1, 1 out, runners on first and second. 12-14 game here. The Madison Mallards lead the Rockford Rivets. Top of the 9th, last chance for the Rockford Rivets. All 12 runs were brought in by the Rockford Rivets. That ties their season high. That ball's high for Reback. Count goes 2-1 now. Long pause for Morales at the plate, or at the mound. The 2-1 to Reback. Sets, kicks and deals. That one misses the plate. Count goes 3-1 now, to the dismay of the Madison Mallards crowd here. They wanted a strike there. That looked similar to where that Ryan Cole called third strike was.
Nice job by Reback to lay off that pitch. Had to be tempting there. That's going to be big if he wants to continue to stay hot. Don't reach at those pitches.
Steps off the mound there. We talk about how Rockford had one of the hottest, Madison had one of the hottest offenses coming into this game. Their team high for RBIs coming into this game was 10. Now they've gotten 14. So for a record-setting team, a record-setting day, the most they've had is 16 hits in a game. They have 16 today. And 4 home runs in a game. I believe they have 3 today, right? Correct?
3 sounds right. Yes. I will double check that for you right now, but I believe you are correct.
I can check it too here. There's just a lot of stats for us to
really
juggle.
There's a lot to look at
The
here.
3-1 now. Swung on by Reback. High fly ball. He slams his bat to the ground to disgust. It's going to be an infield fly.
Yep.
And so Reback not happy with himself, as you can tell by how he reacted to that one. With a 3-1 count there, you always think would it have been a strike if you didn't swing at it. And so a tough go of it for Brennan Reback.
Yeah, but not a bad guy to have up here now. Wyatt Mascarella, 3 for 5 on the day, I believe. Yes, he is 3 for 5 on the day with 3 singles, and let's see if he can add another one on here.
The last chance for the Rockford Rivets. They're down to their final out after Justin Walker and Corey Wright have reached base. Walker on second, Wright on first. The Rivets are down by 2 runs, 14-12 in the top of the ninth. The first pitch to Mascarella. He grips his bat before he saw it and swung for the fences and missed it.
Yeah, and that's one that's hard to lay off as a pitcher, a high fastball. If he did make contact with that one might have gone with the other balls there in the left field bleachers.
That pitch, breaking ball, finds the zone at 74 miles per hour. Called strike. The Rivets are now down to their final strike.
Mascarella nodding his head after that one. He knew that was a strike. He's got one more. He's had a good day so far. Let's see if he can put the Rivets.
The crowd here in Madison trying to bring home their boys as the matinee game is made for a good opportunity for kids and elderly people to come out to the ballpark. That one just misses to a groan from the Madison Mallards fans. They wanted a called third strike there. And on a 50-50 ball, it's hard not to give that to the fans here to finish the game.
He's got a good set of eyeballs on him there, Scott.
Now 1-2, 2 outs, 2 on. Last chance. Morales sets and deals the 1-2. Breaking ball right at the middle, fielded by Morales on a great reaction, and it will be the end of the road for the Rockford Rivets in this dog fight of a game. Joe, there's not much more to say. 26 total runs, 30 total hits, 5 errors. What do you have to say about this game?
Well, it was a fun game to watch, both sides. I don't think that there's not too much you can be upset about besides the loss, obviously. But a big positive to take out of this is that the Rivets finally got their bats back. And with Cooper Kane on the mound tonight in this doubleheader, which is going to work out in the Rivets' favor, hopefully, going back to a pitcher's park back in Rockford, Cooper Kane on the mound, I want to say 4-time Northwoods pitcher of the night. And, again, putting up 12 runs is very impressive for the Rivets as of late. They've been struggling at the plate, but a lot of guys getting in on the action today, and the Mallards just proved why they're in first place this year in the South Division of the Northwoods League. But as Ernie Banks once said, let's play 2.
I say let's play 2. If you get the chance, come out to Rivets Stadium. 6:35 pitch time on the schedule.
What time is it?
3:15.
3:15. We got to go back to Rockford.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. It's Turner French who picks up the win. Nolan Gazowski will get credited with the loss. Nicholas Morales gets the save. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you tonight for the second game of this wild day of baseball. A tough one that the Rivets fall by a score of 14-12. We'll see you tonight, everybody.